In the shadows they wander alone, old ruins where fears have grown. Zombies watch from ancient stone, whispers chill right to the bone. Gothic castles rise in the night, gory entrails glide out of sight. Walls howling under pale moonlight, darkness creeps and grabs too tight. You have fallen into the Euro crypt. There is no escape from this Euro crypt. Father Fulci, Argento and more, black love killers and goblins score. Vampires haunt their nightly feast, lurking monsters are released. But beyond screen in a sepia dream, melancholy miles downstream, no one's safe or so it seems. Worlds unravel at the seams. You have fallen into the Euro crypt. There is no escape from this Euro crypt. You have fallen into the Euro crypt.
All right, man.
Hey, what's going on?
We are back up in there like swimwear.
That's
And
right.
tonight, we have Texas with us. What's going on, man?
Not too much. I just want to say, don't go in unless you're ready to die. You know.
Hell yeah, man. You're in the Euro crypt, man.
Yeah.
But man, first off, before
Anyway,
yeah, shut it off, man.
Yeah,
All
nice.
there we go.
Hell yeah, man.
Got the variant color going on there.
Cool, man. Before we get started, man, we're dealing with some Killer Kids subgenre. We're going to talk about that a little bit before we go into the three films we're going to discuss. But I did want to wish everybody a happy Father's Day to all you motherfuckers out there.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
And we got Killer Kids on Father's Day, so that wasn't planned, but it
no, it
worked
was
out.
planned, Darren. It was.
Oh,
the
was
master
it?
plan.
Yeah.
No, fuck no.
I know you're fucking with me, man.
Right.
No,
look,
but weird
I
how
got
that worked out.
I got my son's for his school, man. I got his field day shirt on. Like, well,
Nice,
not his
nice.
field day shirt. It's one that I bought when I went to field day. But I figured it
So
was
is he
appropriate.
watching now? Is he watching us?
He's actually asleep right now.
I was gonna say I'd have to take my language a bit if he was.
No, he's out. He's out for the count. But yeah,
But this should be a fun one, man. These three films I've never ever seen before.
yeah.
One of them, like, without saying too much, blew me away. The other one's like really good.
Okay.
And there's one stinker in there, but it's gonna be kind of funny
mean,
to talk about.
I love them all for different reasons. So
Well, man, it's gonna be an interesting one talking about children,
Right.
but yeah.
But I mean, I guess to crank it off, man, we're talking about the Killer Kids subgenre first. Was there any that you want to mention, Tex, before we get going?
Yeah, one of them that I didn't think of before, but if we ever do, like, say, a sequel, we should talk about it, which is Devil Times 5.
Oh
Yeah, absolutely.
Devil
Yeah.
times 5. I remember
Yeah,
that trailer. That's a good.
that one's amazing. But then, there's also a reverse where it's Killer Parents, which is Mom and Dad with Nicolas Cage and Selma Blair. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but
I haven't seen it, but
No.
I did hear about it.
It's pretty fucking good, and it's got Lance Henriksen in it, so you can't really go wrong there. You know?
Okay, yeah.
Well, the one that sticks out for me, I would say, is Bloody Birthday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've always loved that film.
Yeah.
Like, again, Canadian. Yeah, right. One of the first kind of early 1980 slashers. Very underrated. It never gets talked about a lot. It always gets overlooked by, Friday the 13th and Burning.
I think it got more recognition. I seen I think Dead Meat covered it one time.
Oh, okay. So with me, weirdly enough, I first saw that film on UK TV.
Okay.
We got something called the Horror Channel. It's not like a main network TV channel, but
right.
And then I was blown away. I was thinking to myself, how come I've never seen this one before? And it's got everything you want in a slasher film, basically. Devil's Times 5 is a good one, though. I remember watching that. It's been a long time.
So I was listening to Kim Newman, and he's great all the time.
Oh yeah,
he is. Yeah.
So I was listening to him, man, and he brought up that probably the first book that gave the idea to even start this in the films or whatever was a Turn of the Screw in 1898. Some novel. Yeah, I was like, holy shit. So, but he said it goes even further back than that. These old myths where these different cultures look. There's one culture that looked at kids like a witch and all this crazy shit. Like, I don't know, man, but it's pretty wild. But I guess the very first film that I could find, man, is 1956, The Bad Seed. So,
okay, the black and white version, yeah? Because there's a couple.
And that is a great film. I remember watching that shit with my grandparents back in the day. So,
I've heard CK mention that quite a bit. He likes that one.
Yeah, I think he has covered it. I think he's covered it. Yeah.
I think there was a remake fairly recently of that as well, which is really bad.
I'm sure. I'm probably. So.
I want to say Rob Lowe was in it, but I might be wrong.
Some other ones that I Village of the Damned, though, I think has to be the very first as a group of kids killing. But it's really like they're aliens, but they look like kids.
I was gonna say it's more sci-fi than
they're 1960
horror,
though, right?
Yeah. I saw that back in the day.
And then the remake, which a lot of people shit on, but I've always dug it. Christopher Reeve, but
I've never seen it, man. Okay. I've never had the desire to see that one.
And I gotta mention Mario Bava, man. Kill Baby Kill, 1966.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Of course, The Exorcist, The Omen. Who Can Kill it? Well, we're doing Who Can Kill a Child Tonight. What the hell I'm telling you? I got a whole list over here, man. And then there's later ones, Mikey came in 92. You got Pet Cemetery.
I have to say real quick.
Yeah.
That Mikey, I saw that maybe about a year ago, and I had never even heard of it. And then somebody had mentioned it to me. They're like, "Have you ever seen Mikey?" And I'm like, "No." And it's like, it's got the kid from Family Ties. And then I saw it was on one of the streaming services. And that movie freaked me the fuck out.
That opening is hell, ain't it? Yeah, that opening to that film is you're like, what the fuck, man? CK is the one recommended that to me. So I was like, I checked it out, man. It's definitely worth checking out.
I've always been aware of it, but again, I've never seen it.
Yeah.
There's another that come to mind called The Godsend.
Oh,
1980, and it's
The Good Son?
No, The Godsend.
Oh, The Godsend. Okay, I just got that. I just picked that up. I haven't seen it though.
Oh man, it's got Angela Pleasance, Donald Pleasance's daughter, and she plays this pregnant woman. She looks fucking evil, and it's literally like an Omen ripoff, but with a blonde girl instead of Damien.
Okay.
And it surprisingly does kind of hold up now. For me, anyway, I've watched that again pretty recently.
There's a ton of them, man.
Children of the Corn being one as well, which never liked that film.
I did when I saw it very young. I actually seen it on a double bill with Flowers in the Attic, which was an odd.
Which I like. Yeah.
Saw it way back in the day, man, in the 80s. But there's one that piques my interest, so I haven't seen it. Came out this year. I'll Play Mother.
Okay, I've never heard that one.
I've never heard of that one.
I was like, what the hell is that? So I'm curious about that. But
Yeah.
Then there's Kathy's Curse also.
oh yeah, Kathy's
Oh
Curse.
God, that's a good one. Yeah,
That's
like ultra low budget. This Phenomena as well. If you think about it, with Dario Argento.
Yeah, Phenomena is. I mean, you could probably, like I said, look around the world. There's a ton we're gonna miss, right? You got Let the Right One In.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bright Burn. It's like a twisted version of Superman.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I've got that.
too,
I've never
actually.
seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of tripped out. Sinister as well, but
Oh yeah. I've seen that fairly recently as well.
even though there's like this evil. Well, I mean, most of these Killer Kids films, a lot of them, there's some kind of evil presence or some ambiguous shit why they're doing what they're doing, but but yeah, man. Let me go through the chat, man.
Yeah.
If there's anybody in the chat, if there's any that y'all can think of, throw them in the chat, and we'll talk about it.
Absolutely.
Before we get into this, we got James in here. James Van Dusen, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, man?
JB, he says, Subjective Perspective Collective is my go-to channel. Man, I appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Appreciate you, man. Got Chester Franklin in here, just here to say hi. Can't stay long. That's fine, man. Appreciate
That's okay,
you
man.
popping in. Appreciate you popping in. You saying have a good stream? We're gonna try to do it, man. We're gonna do it. These are 3 fun ass flicks. I feel like.
I think this is gonna be a good discussion all the way through. Yeah.
Fun to talk about. I'll say. Let's see. UFO Jimbo Jack. We got Texas in here. We got Texas right here. Rod the horror guy. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
The gruesome twosome. Yeah. What's going on, man?
Sasquatch are real.
Sasquatch are real. Yeah. I've seen them, man. They got hairy knuckles. But let's see. Gory Tiger. What's happening, man?
Hey, what's up?
Nice shirts all around. Hell yeah.
I should have put a horror one on.
We got Adrian James in here. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
You guys are on the mark. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, man.
Godsend was a wild one. I'm going to check it out. I just got that. Excuse me, man. Let's see. The Prodigy wasn't too bad. The Prodigy. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that one.
I forgot. I've never seen that one.
Yeah. Hey, Dirk, Darren, Texas. What's going on, Juno?
Hey, Juno. Good to have you in here, man.
Digging the.
I don't think I've ever spoken to Juno like one-on-one before.
Yeah, digging the Christine logo, man. Remember that Star Trek episode where the kids were the bad guys? Oh shit, I don't know.
Maybe. I don't. Yeah, I've never seen Star Trek really.
I have. I've watched the old ones back.
I've seen clips of it. I've not,
But yeah, man. I guess we'll jump into this. Who can kill a child? Or
oh man, you really want to do that one first? All right.
Yeah, well, I want to go from like just how my brain works. 1976. Who can kill a child? And then go. But like I said, we're going to spend probably the most time on this and The Brood.
So you want to end on a high, do you, with the children?
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
No,
we should do that one first, but it's all good because I mean, to me, who can kill a child? That's the penultimate. To me, it's like, fuck.
It's great, man. I mean, it's got other titles. It was theatrically released in the U.S. as Island of the Damned and Would You Kill a Child?
Yeah. Which is an interesting title, actually.
And then the UK titles, check these out. Death is Child's Play. Wonder where Child's Play, the name came from, huh? Yeah.
Nice.
And Island of Death. Not to be confused with the video Nasty Island of Death.
Right. That was weird as well, yeah.
Yeah. And I got that same edition, Texas, that Mondo Macabro.
Yeah.
They do a great job, too, man. And
I have to download it. I couldn't get hold of it in time.
Shh, don't tell nobody. But we got Chicho is the director, and he did this masterpiece of a film in its own right.
Oh man, I love that film.
This is the only other film I've seen by him This come out in 1969. This is an awesome film, man. We have covered it on here. The House of
like a
Scream.
proto Giallo. It's got kind of a
Proto slasher, I'd say too.
Slasher, yeah. It kind of did it all before Suspiria as well in that kind of scenario.
I missed the title. What was it?
The House that Screamed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's also known as the Finishing School.
And that's a high benchmark, man, to come after that.
Yeah, this is a great addition from Arrow that Arrow put out. But yeah, matter of fact, first time I seen it was when me and Darren covered it. Darren had told me about it. I'd never seen it before, but
that's
highly recommend.
Come out on Arrow, didn't it? They did a really nice addition.
Yeah, but I mean, this director, man, he's from Spain, Spanish director. Got all kind of accolades, won all kind of awards over there, man. He won the Gold Medal of Merit in the Fine Arts in 2002. And he won a Cross of Naval Merit in 1969. So he's done a lot of TV work. But yeah, he had a great career, dude. Like everything I was reading on him, he's a badass. And just out of them two films, I could say he's a badass.
I was going to say I'd like to have seen a lot more from him, maybe, but these two are kind of his films that really took off overseas, I guess, like in America and certainly the UK. Right. A lot of his other stuff is just Spanish, kind of, just people in Spain would really know and not us.
A lot of TV work.
Yeah. There's some interesting kind of people behind the scenes on this, though. I don't know if Dirk's got anything for the music and cinematography, but
I got the cinematographer.
Go for it, man.
So Jose Luis Alcaine Escano is he was the first to use a fluorescent tube as key lighting in the 1970s. But the only film that I recognize that he did. So that's what I generally do. Like if I don't know, I try not to. I mean, I'll list some of them, but The Skin I Live In with Antonio Banderas from 2011.
Okay, yeah.
He did a cinematography for that. So just in this film, like he's got it down, man. Like it's all the shots. I mean, they're pretty creative.
I was going to say, he must be pretty much held in high regard anyway, because he worked with De Palma on a film called Passion in 2012.
Okay,
and that's got serious Giallo vibes.
Okay.
It's not amazing, but it's decent enough. And he did do a Giallo called La Escandida from 1975, which I've not seen, but I'm aware of.
Okay.
The music, so the guy who did the music was Waldo de los Rios. And he did a couple of interesting films as well. He did The Corruption of Chris Miller, which is a great Giallo film.
I still haven't seen that. That's a Spanish.
No, we're going to cover that. Yeah, it's an amazing film.
Right.
He did The Murders in the Rue Morgue, the 1971 kind of rendition of that. Obviously, The House of Scream, 1969 as well. But the cast, there wasn't. Yeah,
he did the cinematography for that. Oh shit. Yeah. Okay, I didn't even realize.
Did the music? Yeah.
Okay, the music. I'm thinking. I'm on the cinematographer. I'm tripping, dude. I'm tripping.
That's okay. In terms of like cast members, there's not many in this. So I can briefly just go through the main.
Well, you got to make sure you covered all the children. Their names. I hope you got their names.
Shit. There. No. Absolutely not.
And everything they ever did, all the commercials and everything.
Exactly, man. No. But you've got Louis Flander, he plays Tom. And he was in some interesting stuff. He did Hammer House of Murder, Mystery and Suspense, like a TV series. The Agatha Christie Hour in the UK. Dr. Phibes Rises Again. I Start Counting, which is like this 1970 kind of like proto slasher. Okay. And he did direct a film as well, a sci-fi drama called The Fourth Pillar in 2009. But he does, well, we'll come on to it. They're kind of, how they do as, in the film. You've got Prunella Ransom. She plays Evelyn. and she's got like a Giallo connection. She did The Secret of Seagull Island, which was kind of a TV series, but then they edited it down into a film as well, because there's two versions of that. But she began her career as like a teenager. She was making her West End debut in the 1959 musical Jane Eyre. And she did Oliver, and she did, films like that and productions like that. Not too much known about her, though. She relocated from London to Suffolk in 1980. She had 2 daughters and passed away in 2002, so there's not a whole lot known about her. The only other guy I can think of really to bring up in the cast members is Antonio Iranzeo. He plays Padre.
Did you mention Louis Fienda?
Yeah. Who plays Tom? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not much known about him, but
I only recognize the Dr. Fives Rises. That's Rises Again. He's in that, but
he did The Doctor and the Devils as well, which I didn't say. But
and Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde, which I haven't seen that.
Which is a classic, as you know. But
right.
Exactly. But no, this guy who plays Padre.
Shit.
It's kind of weird about this actor. So I've only really got 2 films for him: Inquisition from 1977. Cutthroats 9 from 1972. It's like this Western, but got serious like slasher kills in it. But what's weird about him, he's an additional crew voice dubber on Slugs from 1988.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. But they're the main 3 casts that I got,
Yeah, there's not. I mean, you didn't get the lady that's in the phone booth or the telephone lady, right?
Absolutely not. There's only so fucking many hours in the day to write.
Before we say anything about this film at all, it's called Who Can Kill a Child. Before we say anything about it, I got to do something, okay? Because I didn't know nothing about this film at all when I went into it. I didn't read nothing about it. I didn't know jack shit. So if you haven't seen the film, I'm warning you now. You might want to tune out until you see it and then come back and check it out. But anyway, regardless, I got to do this.
Mother, this cloth smells of death.
All right, now we can talk all the talk.
We can pretty much but probably spoil at least 2 of these 3 films tonight.
I hate to do that though, because this is such a damn good film, man.
I was gonna say I'd never seen this one that's eluded me. But I first heard about this years and years ago on like message boards and shit and all that. But pretty much Tex asked us to do this one. So if he wants to take the floor and tell us how he kind of got to know this film and all that.
I was going to say it's kind of my fault for bringing it up a few times and stuff.
Oh, no, man. It's not your fault at all.
No, man. Like somebody had mentioned it and then I think, did you mention it first?
Probably.
I think it was Tex. Yeah,
okay.
I think it was.
There was somebody else though that said something too, so I don't know.
Well, I first heard about it on there's a couple of TV shows on Shudder, and there's one where they have all these different people talking about horror movies, and they had one on an episode on Killer Kids, and Eli Roth was talking about it, and so I was like, the fuck is this? I haven't heard about this, and he basically said, it was a Spanish film and and thus explained, the title, that didn't spoil, the whole thing, showed a little bit of it. And I was just like, oh my God, this is wild. So as soon as the show was over, I immediately looked it up on Amazon. And I don't remember if I paid like, 14 or $12 for it. It was relatively cheap, and I was like, man, okay, boom.
I bought this there was a sale going on. MVD had a sale, a bunch of Mondo stuff, so that's how I got it. But
so yeah, I picked it up, and then as soon as I got it, I watched it, and I was just, I was even more blown away, than what his description was. I was like, holy shit, this is insane. And I liked it a
Really
lot.
is.
And it really, there's the actor, the main guy, let me see, what's his name?
Louis Fiander.
Yeah, Louis Fiander. He actually reminded me of like, Donald Sutherland a little bit. And then there was sort of pieces of it that kind of reminded me of Don't Look Now. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow, just when he's all going over the island and searching and stuff. And I was like, man,
it is a mystery, at the heart of it. Like, if you don't read nothing about it, don't know shit about it, go into it like I did. And I had no idea what this movie was going to be about. I didn't know it was, in the subgenre of what we're talking about tonight.
I was expecting as well something completely different. I was expecting something along the lines of Who Saw Her Die, maybe like a child being killed or something,
right?
Like a serial killer.
Yeah.
So watching this, I went in completely blind. But funny enough, with Tech saying that about Donald Sutherland, I was getting serious like Mia Farrow vibes of the lead actress.
Me too, dude. I wrote that in my notes. Mia Farrow, really dude.
Good.
Yeah, she looks like she could be like related to them, like to Tia.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Those two, the two lead actors, put in a superb performance.
It's funny that you say that though. So Chicho, the director, that's what he likes to go by. That's his nickname or whatever.
Okay.
He said he loved Prunella Ransom, but he didn't like Louis Fiander.
Okay. Did he give a reason why, or?
He said that no, he didn't give a reason. He just said he didn't like him too much. He said that but he loved her and he wanted to get Anthony Hopkins.
Okay.
Could you imagine that? But I mean, the film's still strong as hell, but I just wonder, like, it crossed my mind. I was like, what would that have been like with Anthony Hopkins?
I think it's better having two, like, fairly unknown. Yeah.
Well, Anthony Hopkins wasn't a big name then.
Right. I don't know.
He wasn't a big name until Elephant Man,
to see, but yeah.
So, but no, yeah, man. He also regrets the opening of the film, like where he shows all the archival war footage and everything. He says he wished he would have put that at the end of the film.
Right. That was banned on most prints early on when they were showing it theatrically.
Yeah.
Rightly so, I think, as well. Because even now, that's like strong stuff. It's almost like Mondo coverage.
Well, it's real footage.
Yeah.
That to me is the one, I think, detriment to the film is all that footage at the beginning. I don't even know if it would really fit at the end either. I wish he had filmed a sort of different opening, even if it would have been sort of a vanilla thing about them arriving in Mexico or whatever. Because I mean, that stuff, it's just sort of like, some of it's really hard to kind of get through, even though it's not that long. It's like, no thanks. Kind of.
I guess he's literally telling you the message of the film,
Well, I will say later. I'm not going to say yet, but he does say like the whole reason of making the film and everything.
Okay.
I do love the ambiguous. Like you don't never really find out why or anything, which is great. I love that shit, man. But I was thinking I'm gonna go ahead and play a clip.
Yeah.
To show everybody what we're getting into, if that's cool with y'all.
Sure. Yeah, go for it, man.
All right. Here we go. It's almost 3 minutes. So here we go.
Look, there it is. Hey, what are you trying to fish? What do you use for bait?
Looks as if they left in rather a hurry. It's strange. No one's been here for so long.
What do you mean for so long?
Look, that's been turning for hours. What's your name? What's your name? I have a baby here.
Why have you done this? Why have you done this? Come back! Come back here! Hello? Where are you?
Hello? Hello?
Hola.
All right.
I was just looking, right? So Jimmy's just put up a great comment, right? So he puts
Okay.
that looks like the same location of Anthropophagus was filmed. That's Joe D'Amato would surely had to have seen this film.
Well,
Because
I
you've
mean,
got the pregnant
it's very
woman.
possible. I mean, because
It's so similar, like,
yeah,
you know, and using a pregnant woman, he's sure to have seen it. Has to have.
it's very possible, man, because it's shot in 4 locations in Spain, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it was shot in Madrid, Toledo, Menorca, and Sitges, all in Spain. All 4 of those different locations. Because the reason I know, like the cinematographer was talking about, it was hard for him because they had all these different locations. So he had to keep he had to keep waiting for the sunlight to get the same, to look the same at each location while he was shooting to keep the continuity.
Okay, yeah.
And he said that the director was pacing back and forth like, okay, is it time to shoot? You know, we're ready to go. And he's like, no, we got to wait. And the dude kept pacing back and forth on a pier. And he kept pacing so much that he just went off into the water and shit. Like, wasn't even paying attention. He's just antsy and shit. But nah, man.
The whole ghost town thing, the
Yeah.
eerie like location, what
The score,
you know, the sense of like
yeah,
dread and like you
that
know
score too.
isolation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It hits home for sure.
Just to like set the film up a little bit, right? So we get this dead girl who washes up on the beach, and it looks like she was murdered by like a serial killer or a lunatic of some kind,
Right?
And we got this young English couple there who
But
was seen in the clip.
In that clip too that you're talking, that scene where you're talking about, it's a little bitty toddler just comes up like thinks somebody's playing dead.
Yeah.
Like the way it's done, I love that shit. But.
Oh man, it's a great way to open, you know. So we got this young English couple, Tom and Evelyn, and they're taking this vacation, and they're like pretty much they arrive during like a siesta, like they call like a Spanish carnival, I guess is what you'd have in America.
Yeah, and Tom is like just he sees all these warning signs, all these red flags, and he just don't say shit to her. He don't want to worry her. he's like, fuck it, we're still gonna have our vacation. Like,
Well, right, they've got two kids that they've left behind as well to have this vacation. She's heavily pregnant. But Tex said it right when he mentioned about the Don't Look Now connection, which I didn't even think about until Tex mentioned it a while back. And it's undeniably like something in that, and in our next film as well, funny enough. But so this is great. They find this small kind of bed and breakfast, and they're ready for their trip. I think it's Almazora, the island, which is like 4 hours away. So they get prepared, to go to this small island.
4 hours on a boat.
Yeah, which he has to pedal himself or whatever, or because the guy just shows him what to do, and he's like, apparently you can do that for 4 hours and have no experience. I don't know how that works.
Well, no, remember he asks to take the boat by himself because the one guy tells him that he goes, well, there's a boat that comes through here a couple of times a week because the guy is delivering the mail, and he's like, you can go with him, and he said, no, I'd rather take a boat by myself, so I want to rent a boat.
Right, yeah. So he must have had some kind of experience or whatever. But yeah, like, so they're preparing to go to this island. There's like news report comes up as well of all the troubles in Thailand, the war. 30,000 children are wounded or homeless, and that's like a message that keeps on getting replayed throughout the whole film.
On the TV,
and even like Dirk said, it's kind of ambiguous why this happens. I've got my own thoughts on it, and I think it's pretty much the children kind of, without, and we go in spoilers anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but they're kind of seeing all this war and all this shit that adults are doing and fucking desecrating, some nations.
But you notice something takes them over. It's almost like Mother Nature.
It is they go into some kind of trance, isn't they?
Right.
Right. Like, once they lock eyes with you, that's it. They can get any other child. What they do.
Yeah. It's like multiplying, So that's what he was talking about. Chicho. I'm just going to say Chicho. It's just easier. So he was saying that the reason for making the film, there was a novel that came out. It was let's see. My bad. Damn it. I had it. Okay, it's El Juego de los Niños. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. But it means the children's game. That was the novel. And it was written in 1976. But what I was confused on, the director said he wrote the screenplay before the novel was written. And then he read the novel, and he took things from the novel that he liked, but he made it its own. Like, so in the novel, it's not set on an island in the novel. And also in the novel, there's like this yellow cloud that comes over all the children.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
That sounds like it's right. Mentioned in a while.
Right. So, yeah, but no, man, he but he gave credit to the guy. I have his name. Damn it. I hate when I do that. And I think I have it. Go ahead.
Yuan Yosei. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yuan Yosei. Did you guys, because I don't want to jump too far forward, but this is kind of an anti-abortion film, would you say?
No. I don't get that.
I think it is.
I don't get that vibe. I think it's.
I can kind of see where you're coming from, but I don't really think of it as that way. Because of the circumstances of what happened. I mean, I think if it was discussed at one point,
right?
Maybe. I mean, there is that one little snippet where they're talking about the two other kids, and and I can't remember if it was her that brings it up or he does, and he goes, I think it's her, and she says something like, well, we don't necessarily need another one, but I mean, she's too far gone to have that anyway.
She's like in her third, about to pop, like
but when we come on to one of the scenes later on, I'll give you my version why I think it is.
Okay.
Because there's a scene towards the end that I can elaborate a little bit more on.
So I kind of got sidetracked because I had everything going on with that novel thing.
That's okay, man.
So he said that that this film, at the heart of it, is the rebellion of the children, but it's the vengeance. This is the vengeance of the children throughout the history of mankind, and that's what the film means to him, the director. I know we can have our own interpretations, but because when I was watching it the first time, like what just came through my mind was like, because you see all this horrific shit at the beginning, and all these children die, and it keeps over and over throughout the film saying the children are the victim. The children are the victims.
Right.
The
The adults are the ones that are causing all the mayhem.
Right. But they're
it's kind of their revenge, isn't it, in a way?
Right. They pay for the wars of the adults' actions, basically. And it's not their fault. So it's kind of like, and he also mentioned that it like ants or insects will find a way to defend themselves.
Right. Yeah.
So when I first seen it, though, I was thinking that same shit. I was like, this is Mother Nature's way of, making, I guess, retribution, right?
Making things right. But I might as well say it now. But the reason I was thinking of that, so
okay,
I read that the director actually took a stance that literally, nothing should stop a baby from being born.
Okay.
And that abortion is kind of nothing short of murder, child murder. Spain is heavily, Catholic, and abortion resistance is pretty much taught by the church from day one. He put the idea that a woman wants to get rid of her baby, the unborn child will eventually kill her for such thoughts. And that makes sense, is why I'm thinking it's an anti-abortion film. But there's a scene that plays really well towards the end. But I can see your point of views as well, where you might not think that.
I don't really get that vibe from the movie. I mean, because it don't really go into none of that, like, anyway.
Oh no, it's not completely spelled out for you.
Yeah,
right. I was surprised to see that this film was number 86 best horror films of all time in Slant magazine. They did like this poll, and it came up in the top 100, man. And I can see that. I don't think I'm quite as high as you guys are on this, and I love it. I do love it.
I love this movie, man. It's
gonna grow on me more and more, I think, this one.
To me, like, I think the very first Killer Kid film that I've ever seen was Children of the Corn, for me.
I think.
And there's no comparison between this and Children of the Corn. This smokes Children of the Corn's ass.
This is the film I think this is the film Children of the Corn wanted to be.
Right. It makes me wonder if Stephen King read the novel or saw this film, like
probably I'd say, because it did have a bit of a theatrical release, didn't it, in America, I think, at one point.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Hence the English kind of soundtrack as well.
Yeah, it was Island of the Damned, or Would You Kill a Child? It had a bunch of titles, actually, a lot more than that. But
what was that? What was that other one too? There was one called, was it called Hexus or something like that?
No. I don't know about Hexus. In the UK, it was Death is Child's Play, which I thought was like, Child's Play.
I wonder when that was.
Mancini,
when it was called that, though. Yeah,
it was.
I wonder if that was called on its original release. But...
It was like Hexum or Hexus, because they have it as a trailer on the
Oh, that's a different movie. Yeah.
Well, there's two. There's one where it's like a double feature because it also says
Yeah.
with such and such. But if you watch it closely, because I thought it was a different movie, there is footage from it, so it's strange.
Okay.
I don't know if it's something where they added footage because you know how sometimes they'll re-release shit and add
Name
footage
something
to
else.
it or something.
Yeah.
But it was definitely it, though. I was like, "What the fuck? This is weird."
Okay.
You know?
I must have not checked that out. I've seen the radio spot, and then I saw there was a movie Hex with Lucifer's something. It was a double feature.
Okay. But again, like we set this up now, you've got this couple, this English couple, and they're on this island, and everything just seems like there's no adults about. They do briefly see some children.
There's red flags out the ass.
There's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one scene early on, which I like though, is where the young girl and she goes up to the pregnant woman, and she starts listening to the baby's heartbeat and all that. And that sets up.
Yeah.
That completely sets up the whole ending. It makes the whole ending make sense. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
That is great. And she doesn't talk at all or anything. This young girl. And they're really creepy.
She finally does say her name when
prompted.
When she asked her name in Spanish. So.
Oh yeah.
Before that though, she's all space cadet looking weird and shit.
Exactly. There's a couple of scenes as well. You've got the supermarket scene as well where Tom, I think it is, and he's going and there's this dead woman lying underneath where all the food is and he can't see. You've got the scene with the little girl as well where she's beating the crap out of this old man. That is fucking took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting that.
The
level of violence
scene with the with the scythe, right?
Oh yeah.
Fucking crazy shit going on.
That
and then the little boys playing with the dead woman. Trying to get her
and that's real. Those kids were actually doing that. There was no kind of anything like it is today. But that scythe scene,
yeah,
that reminded me of Burial Ground. when they're all trying to fucking that woman's hanging her fucking head out the window and they're trying to fucking get her head. No, the atmosphere in this one, man, is just fucking on point.
It's all broad daylight too. That's what makes it fucking so great, man.
It does, yeah.
The isolation of the island and you can't just get the hell out of there if you want to. It's good.
I mean, speaking of the red flags, it's like when they get the boat and they get to the island, and then those kids jump in there to help push the boat up to the dock, and then the one kid with that fucking weird ass haircut, and his stupid teeth and shit. When he's fishing, and you showed it in the clip when he goes up to him and is like, what are you trying to, what are you fishing for? And then when he opens the bait box and he slams it down, I mean, to me right there, that would have been a huge red flag for me. And I'd be like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Right.
This kid,
The way he's mugging the shit out of him is just holy shit, dude. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You think they're 4 hours away from being, to any kind of proper civilization anywhere else. Which just adds
going
to
into
the film.
all these different places, like the restaurant. There's nobody around. The TV's all doing some weird shit. I mean, the chicken's been cooking for hours, like she said. There's so many.
The ice cream vendor's not there, and all the ice cream melt.
Yeah. So it's been a while.
They keep getting these phone calls from this woman as well. I think she's in the old post or the post office, and she's trying to warn them, I guess.
She's trying to get help too.
Yeah, as well. In the end, she rings for help. So we do see a few adults in here, but they're usually doomed. When they are shown, that they're doomed. Pretty.
Let me catch up with the comments right quick.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got the mayor in here. What's going on?
Hey,
damn,
what's
Darren.
Up, man?
He says, "Damn, Darren, you need to see Barbara Boucher on the episode of Classic Star Trek." Yeah.
Oh shit! I've heard about that one. I've not.
Yeah, I showed the clip a long time ago. Remember?
Yeah.
See, Jimmy says, "What's the movie that has the dwarf killing people with the razor in it? If I remember right, I think everyone thought she was a ghost or a killer kid. It's been a while. That's Don't Look Now.
Yeah.
Don't Look Now. Giallo movie. Let's see. The Brood is a classic and never should get a remake. It's that damn good. Yeah, I agree. Totally.
I can't wait to talk about that one. Yeah.
Caveman Movies and More. Hey there, everyone. Dirk, Darren, and Russell. Hello. Please hit the like button.
Hey, what's up, guy? Hope you're all well, man.
Yeah, man. Let's see. Who Saw Her Die? All Del Lotto. Yeah.
Absolute classic. I could talk about that film all day.
We have covered that one. Too,
Yeah.
JB.
Yeah.
So check out the Aldo Lotto episode we did. We did it over a year ago, right?
We did, yeah. We did.
Yeah.
I think we did. Did we? We pretty much done a few of his. We did Night Train Murders as well, but I think that was on a separate stream.
Yeah. Let's see. 14 watching, 10 likes. Come on. It's free. Hit it. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, speaking of which, we got some of that stuff right here. Howard Ross. Let's see. Did I miss something? I passed something up. Okay. Hey, Tex, are you ready to take Lamonia to a Joy Division concert?
Yeah, that's a private joke between Mayor and me and
Okay. All right. Let's see. Arrow Video all day, guys. Yeah, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Best physical media distributor, hands down. Okay. All right.
They're up there in the conversation. Like, yeah.
I think so. Yeah, they used to be my number one. I think Severance kind of took that spot for me.
I like 88 films as well. Some of their limited
88
is like amazing.
Solid. 88 solid, but Severin is really came up big time for me.
It's weird because Vinegar Syndrome was dropping a little bit for me, and Severin are going up. But yeah.
Let's see. Scratch Burno, what's going on? Severin released his television series Tales to Keep You Awake. Oh, okay.
Oh shit! I've heard about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Shit.
I think we may have mentioned that, Dirk, when we did the House of Scream.
Yeah. It's vaguely I vaguely remember that. That was a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, it's a while back. Yeah.
Let's see. Got Jim's movie channel in here. What's going on? He says, hello, Dirk, Darren, Texas, and everyone in the chat. What's going on, man? Y'all check out Jim, man.
Yeah, definitely.
He's a good dude. You got the mayor saying, oh, by the way, guys, today is the first day of Fulci Lives Film Week on Instagram. Get on there and participate. A bunch of Fulci-related giveaways on Il Pinguino's Instagram page. Okay.
Oh, shit. I'll have to remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I checked it out earlier. Yeah, I'm going to have to get in there. Check it out.
Every fucking week should be Fulci week, though. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Let's see. Jim's says, damn. The background scream to these three looks like my car when I was going to high school. Yeah. Right. Hell yeah. Yeah, same here. Let's see. Jimmy, that looks like the same location that Anthropophagus was filmed.
It does. It eerie looks like.
It is.
I know that was in. Well, that was in Greece, wasn't it?
It was in Greece?
Yeah.
Okay, so
there's not too much difference between.
No, it really ain't, because when we covered that Island of Death, that was in Greece too, right? It looks a lot like Spain.
Yeah.
Island of the Corn.
Island of the Corn is a good one.
Let's see. In Deep Red.
I think.
In Deep Red, she put the stick pin in the lizard. Bad kid. Yeah, Nicolette.
Okay. Yeah. Nicolette Almy.
Yep. Hey Jim, please subscribe. Jim here. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it, man. Go for it.
Sub them up, man. Let's see. Chester Franklin. Hey Jim, what's going on?
Hey, what's up?
Let's see. I will take the boat by myself because the budget cannot afford two actors. Right. Let's see. The Panel of Pain. Where is Policio Teskey show? Justin Marino.
It's coming.
I told
It's
you
coming.
he's been asking. He keeps asking, and I
We
told
got-
Darren. I did mention it. I was like, we got to get some
Okay.
Policio Teskey going. So
Didn't we pencil in the Years of Lead set though? I think we got that pretty much penciled in anyway.
yeah, we're gonna do the Years
And
of
then
Lead.
like 3 or 4 weeks, maybe something like that. It'd be.
I think so. Yep. I just mentioned it a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I think we talked about it last week after we did the stream
Okay.
when we were just talking.
Jim says, pretty sure I saw that movie with the Cloud about 100 times. Hell yeah.
Okay, yeah. We'll come into that.
Let's see. I'm getting toward the end of the chat, y'all. Let's see. Have a good stream, Ashton Luck. Appreciate you.
Oh, cheers, man.
And see, Ra the Horror Guy. I'm glad I recommended Who Can Kill a Child for a show. Been looking forward to this discussion. That's right.
There you go. The two like Antex, they both
Yeah,
both
I remember.
mentioned it.
I remember Tex did, but I knew that Rye mentioned it too. So, and we got Red. Ever see the 1980 cult classic Wolf Lake? Yes, I own it.
I've never seen that one.
With Rod Steiger. That's like a Vietnam type of. I mean, it's not in Vietnam, but somebody comes back from, like, I don't know if I remember right. It's been a little while since I've seen it though. It's a damn good movie though.
I like the title.
Yeah, it's not what you think though.
No, it sounds almost like a slasher, but I know it's probably
By that
not.
title, it's not what you think. But it's a damn good movie. But yeah, man. Where were we at? We're still on Who Could Kill a Child?
Yeah, we're still on. We've pretty much come to like the church scene, I guess, where like you say
go
on.
Yeah, I gotta mention though, the title makes sense completely because these children like are using their innocence. They're like, they look real innocent and shit. And it's like like shit's going on in the film where these heinous acts have happened. But then when it gets to the point, like they just can't do it. Some of the adults in the film can't kill them. It's like, because they're a child, you know, they're like, it's
that guy they meet actually comes out with that line as well.
Right.
You know, and they say to him like something along the lines of, you know, why do you let these kids carry on doing what they're doing? And he's like, fucking kill a child.
Right.
You know, and that comes up a couple of times.
It's like their superpower.
Yeah. There's like a weird, like the church scene, like you said, with the young boys and they're like, you got the naked woman or topless woman or what have you. But
yeah, what were they going to do? You know, like,
you've got the young boy like in the confession booth as well.
Yeah.
It's really like strange. And it all this is building up to like what becomes pretty much, I think, really, even though I will say my one kind of thing is it's kind of predictable towards the end. There's a few things I could see that was going to happen that happened.
There's something that happens that straight up reminds me of Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, no, I know it. Yeah.
And so it's kind of funny because the cinematographer mentioned that he feels like this film is in between The Birds and Night of the Living Dead.
Okay.
He feels like it's like right in between. It's like something like you could watch those three films together there.
I can definitely see Night of the Living Dead kind of vibe.
Well, as far as like end of the world kind of shit, you know.
Yeah, but that guy shows up, doesn't he? And like he's got the thing going on with his daughter as well, and she comes back and like leads him off to his death, which is kind of eerie too.
And they're like telling him, "No, don't go," and he's like, "I gotta go."
My daughter.
Exactly.
I'm just like, you stupid ass. I would be killing some kids. I don't care. I hate to say it like that, but damn, I would, man. I mean, shit. These aren't normal children.
These are some scary, like little motherfuckers, man. This is your worst nightmare.
Right. And the dude's old lady too kind of screws him up too. You know, if you think about it.
Yeah, well, that one scene for sure.
Yeah.
But when they come into contact with like this family as well, this older woman, and she got all these kids, and like they're on the like literally they go to the other side of the island where I guess the kids haven't caught up there yet, but they end up following them, and then just by the simple stare at these other children, and they can kind of like make
it's
them
got
do all
that
the same
creepy
shit.
ass Sonic spacey kind of music going on. Like,
Yeah, man.
It works, man.
At this point, like the atmosphere is just building and building and building,
and there's only like one. Was it like one good long scene at night? The rest of the whole film,
it's dark daylight. Yeah,
yeah.
I think that like you said earlier, that adds to the film. You've got the whole thing then where they're trying to drive away, and like the guy just flips, doesn't he? And he starts putting the car towards him. And he's going to drive into them, and then
he's just going to go through them. Yeah,
that's the scene I think that was on about. His wife completely fucks
it up.
For him.
She fucks it all up. You know, she got to fucking grab the wheel shit, and they fucking wreck, and then they get trapped, and without spoiling the whole entire film.
I mean, yeah, they do. It ends up them getting trapped and hauled up in this kind of building, and I think one of the kids gets towards the window, doesn't they? And there's a fucking gun involved at one point.
Oh man, that scene.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
They push that kid up there because he's the smallest they can, look through the window, know, stuff.
Yeah. And he's
got
that damn revolver, and he's cocking that hammer back and shit. You're like, oh man.
Oh yeah. But I'm guessing we can spoil as much as we want to. Really, we've got to mention the unborn baby scene where she's literally carrying this child, and it's fucking trying to kill her from inside.
Yeah.
Where I guess it's become.
But that's why
one of them, maybe, I don't know, but
it has, because remember the weird space cadet girl?
Yeah. That's the scene that links.
She's communicating to the damn baby in there.
And that's definitely where the anti-abortion thing comes in for me, because how far would you go? He's saying like you should never kill a child, even if it, whatever it has or anything like that. And that's another argument. That's like, do you know what I mean? But yeah, man, it is so creepy. That scene.
They don't really, until she says something to her husband. But I mean, obviously, because of that, what that girl did, like using her mind meld on the unborn kid.
Yeah.
Obviously, the kid's growing inside her faster than it should be, and that's why, it's trying to rip her apart. It's just crazy. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that is a chilling ass thought, though. Like, they communicated to that baby, the baby's killing her from the inside. Like, that's some twisted
It's
shit.
unique, isn't it? I've never seen that.
Right.
Anything close to that, in a film. I know you've got, Inside and pregnant women and are in a lot of films actually. And never, when you got a pregnant woman in a horror film, it's never gonna fucking end well. Literally. Right. But yeah, that scene is just so creepy, man. So he's pretty much on his own now, and then he awakes the next day or the next morning, and then he realizes what the fuck's he gonna do? Like, is he gonna get out of this situation?
He's traumatized. So then he just starts fucking losing his mind. He kills a bunch of them.
He does. He starts to get attacked. Like literally all of them are attacking him at one point.
But he gets a gun though, right? Like he starts fucking mowing a bunch of them down until he runs out of bullets and shit. And then like he's done lost it. He's like, I can kill a child. Fuck it, Like,
and that's where the Night of the Living Dead, that's where literally where the Night of the Living Dead influence comes in, where these two policemen show up.
Yeah.
And they're like, pretty much thinking that he is the monster, not the kids.
Yeah, that's how they perceive it.
Because definitely, I did like that part of the end.
And then the kids are playing them, the officers that are coming in. They're like, and then shit, I guess we're gonna go all the way with it. Fuck it, we'll go all the way.
Yeah, we're pretty much 99.9%.
So then they take the fucking cops all out and shit. They get all their weapons and then they take their boats. They're going back to the mainland. So this shit's about to spread throughout the fucking world. And the end of the world is coming. So,
and that's hinted on at the end, isn't it? Where they say there are lots of children in the world, lots of them, and so the killing is going to continue.
Yeah, because that one kid says, "Well, we can go play with other kids, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, there's plenty of kids, you know,
plenty of kids to play with." Yeah,
yeah.
That was something else the director said, that all the kids are playing a very macabre game.
I think it's where, you're right. I think it's where the kids literally see all this death and fucking war and destruction in the world, and they're trying to take a stance. And like, it's adults are causing all this shit. So why don't we fucking, control our own destiny type of thing? But this is
It's like, but I still think it's like nature had changed or something, right? Like something.
Yeah, there's tons of ways you could look at it. Yeah,
made the children
everyone
that
might
way,
have a different kind of opinion, but
right,
man, it is so powerful.
It is.
The thing that always gets me though is like, I think, wasn't it twice he had a gun and he threw the fucking thing away, and it's like, why did you do that? It's
right?
Like,
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like he was out of fucking bullets or anything. It's just like, dude, the fuck are you doing?
Right. Yeah.
I think he knows his own fate at one
But I
point,
mean, regardless, when you see the end of the film, you're like, well, everybody's fucked anyway. Like,
exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's only so far you can fight that.
But still, it's
to
like,
get everybody that information and for them to believe it and all that shit, it's it can't happen that quick. So these children they're going to use that weapon that I was talking about earlier, that weapon of their innocence,
right?
They're going to fuck over the world.
Oh yeah,
it's brilliant, man. It's a brilliant fucking movie, man.
I mean, with him just there, like trying to fight them all off, and he's like, "It's them, it's them." If he wasn't still had that fucking gun, he could have picked off a few more, before he got it.
Yeah, he got quite a bit of them, but they overrun him, and then it kind of.
I think subconsciously though he did that because he knows he's fucked. There's no way out of this. It's like
no.
He's forever going to be on the run type of things, and they're going to catch him at one point anyway, at some point in the future. So subconsciously, maybe you just give up, with the gun part. But yeah, it's this did have a Mexican remake in 2012 called Come Out and Play. Have any of you guys seen that?
I heard about it. There was one that there's another one that's called The Children. A lot of people think it's a remake, but it's not. It's nothing like this.
Oh, right. Someone was telling us that was a remake in the week, wasn't it?
Come out in 2008, but
that's right. Yeah,
but it's not. It's nothing like this at all. The plot line is not like that. But I did see the Come Out and Play is a lot like this. Same plot device and everything.
That kind of definitely makes me want to see that film.
Yeah, I'm game.
Bill, have you guys Tex? You got anything more you want to say about this one?
Just that, this one, I mean, after watching it again, I mean, it's quickly, becoming up at least in my, top 20.
Shit. Okay.
I think it's well written, I mean, the direction is great. I mean, like I said, because I mean, like you guys, when you saw it, you didn't know what to expect. And you're just like, wow, and that's the way I was. And even watching it again, there were a few things I kind of forgot. And I was like, damn, this is just crazy,
It's a heavy film, man. It really
is.
It makes you think, gets the mind wheels turning, what I mean?
And it moves great. I mean, there's not a part where it's like bogged down, or slow. No. It's just wham. And that's, that's one thing I really liked. I thought
I was really surprised that because I try to get Tasha to watch movies with me all the time, and she loved this movie. I was really surprised because
I wouldn't have seen that.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah,
and she loved this movie for real, and she never watches like stuff like this, like with me, but because some of it you got to read, not very much, but sometimes you got to read a little bit. on this one?
Like what Tech said then, I know he said there's no slow points or anything like that. I would call it a slow build, but it's never boring, if that makes sense.
Right.
No.
There's always something going on or some kind of, do you know what I mean? Something lurking in the shadows type of thing.
It's not boring. It is slow build, but I think that adds to the mystery of the film.
Oh yeah, the way
like the atmosphere and everything.
Superb.
Yeah.
Just talking to you guys now, I think it's gone up a little bit more in my estimation as well. So that's good. This is one I literally did go in thinking it was going to be some kind of serial killer and all that. So I was taken aback a little bit, and now I've kind of processed it. I've only seen it a day or two ago. My rating would be like a 7.5, but I think it could go up because I initially put 6 out of 10 on Letterboxd, and then I was thinking about it overnight. I think from Friday to Saturday, and then this is superb. I highly recommend this one.
This one kind of stays with you. It did with me. It stays with me and makes me think about shit. And I'm like,
absolutely,
damn,
man.
That's a powerful movie. And I got to give it it's hard for me to, I got to give it a 9 out of 10, dude. Really?
See, I can't argue with that at all.
Yeah, I do the same.
Yeah. It's a 9 out of 10, dude. Like, it really is. And just talking, like, even on, the rewatch was excellent. Some films, you rewatch them and they go down. But this one went up, like so.
And no one ever
Jack
talks
the
about
Ripper
it.
demands you give it a 9. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one that no one talks about, man.
No, man.
And you do come across, since we've been doing the show, you come across so many gems. They're few and far between, but when it does hit, like something like this, hopefully it gets a better kind of Arrow or someone like that coming in and redoing it, and a special edition, maybe a limited edition.
Yeah.
I would
fucking blow your mind.
Exactly. That's exactly what it fucking will do.
I still got to get that. I fucking put that because of you guys. I put that on my fucking wish list at Orbit,
Yeah.
Yeah, be prepared with that one, though. Don't think it's going to be like amazing or anything. Because the Giallo film, you'll definitely get something out of it. But don't, go. Well, obviously, you've seen our review anyway, so it's hard to recommend it, but it is a good one.
Well, see, the thing with me, I'm weird about movies where people are arguing, like that movie, The Possession. I fucking hate that film, man.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry. Well, but it's because to me, it's just two people bitching at each other the whole goddamn movie, and I'm like, what is this shit? I know. The murder scenes and everything, but I'm like, but still, when I watched it, I was just like, okay, why is this so good? Why do people like it? To me, I was just like, this dude hates this chick, she hates him, whatever. I'm like, man, I could just spend all day yelling at myself,
That's one though. You either get that film or you don't. There's no.
Yeah, I love Possession, man. It's a lot going on. I mean, did we cover Possession yet?
Yeah, we did it. Yeah, we did.
Check that breakdown, man. It's like
we did it with JT, I think, didn't we? Yeah, JT.
Yeah, we covered it with JT. Yeah.
With you guys, I'll probably give it another shot, but the first time I've only watched it the once, but I was like, I don't know. It just, if I watch a movie and it makes me angry, then it's not good,
But
I would definitely watch it again because I watched it the first time. I watched it back to back, different night after night, and I liked it a lot. And then I thought, that's another one I thought about overnight. I went back to do my notes, and it fucking, man, once it clicks, Tex, I think it will, it's superb.
Plus, it's a lot going on.
Situation as well, because I had a similar situation in the past.
Well, it's also, it's kind of like what the film we're about to talk about, The Brood. So Cronenberg was going through a divorce, or no, he was actually divorced.
He was, yeah.
So the same thing was happening with the director that did Possession. He had a really bad breakup. So that's kind of like I guess his breakup film. So it's
Okay, well that kind of maybe explains it more. It's just that, like, okay, I love Richard Linklater, but he did that movie. Well, he's done 2 animated movies, Scanner Darkly, which I like, but he did this one, Waking Life. I couldn't even get through it. I watched like 15 minutes of it. It was just like people yelling and arguing, and I'm like, fuck this, and I turned it off, and I've never looked back.
right.
Right, maybe it's just one that'll never hit with you. I don't know, but
Yeah, I mean,
I do think you need to watch it 3 or 4 times.
I know a lot of
fully
people
get
don't.
everything.
There's a lot of people. I think it's divided. Like you either love it or hate it. Kind of.
I think the Dead Pit guys hate it, don't they?
Yeah.
They won't even like give it
Right.
another go. But I highly recommend people to watch
Well,
that multiple times.
Yeah.
I know CK won't because he hates Sam Neill.
Yeah, right.
I'm not a big Sam Neill fan either, but in that film, he is fucking superb, man. There's no arguing that.
I mean, there were bits of it that I kind of liked. I'm not saying like I hated the whole film, but it just, I don't know what it was, but it just wasn't doing it for me at all.
Isabelle Adjani is amazing.
Oh man!
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
probably one of the best female performances of all time in a horror film. That's up there, honestly. That's like top 10. And there's a lot of metaphors as well.
It definitely is. It's very metaphor driven. It also has to do with the Berlin Wall in Germany.
It does. It's got that backdrop.
It's kind of got some crazy shit like deep seated in that thing. But
so you've got the Berlin Wall like represents like the couple divided.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of shit you can read into. Once you kind of look a little bit into it, it makes sense more.
It's kind of crazy. I know a lot of people they don't want to look at all that kind of stuff, but like with the metaphors and stuff.
Oh, you've certainly got to be in the right mood for that as well.
Yeah, right. But man, y'all ready to get into The Brood?
Yeah.
I fucking love this one, man. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the one you were talking about, Darren, out of the 3 that blew you away.
And I can't believe I've never seen this before.
I can't believe that shit either.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'll say right quick, the funniest thing about that is I had seen the whole thing. I mean, I rewatched it the other day because I wanted to catch up, on everything. But I was like, I've only seen parts of this. I know. I kept going. I've never seen the whole thing. But it did turn out after watching it a second time, I had seen the whole thing. But I don't know. Parts of me just didn't remember it. But then after watching it, I was like, oh, I've seen all of this.
Yeah. I'd always seen the end, right? So it comes up in all these like discussions and film clips and all that. So I'm even knowing the end, I still completely love this film, even knowing the punchline type of thing.
So this is David Cronenberg's most personal film. And he says that this is his version of Kramer versus Kramer.
Right.
Which oddly enough came out the same year as this movie. So like 1979. There's a line in this film though that I love. And so he's talking to another woman, and he's talking about his soon to be, his wife at the time, but you can kind of see he's trying to get divorced and shit. I think they are divorced, right? Or they're divorced.
Separated, or yeah.
Trying to get custody of the child from her because he knows she's crazy and shit. So he says he kept telling himself, you got involved with a woman who married you for your sanity, hoping it would rub off. Instead, it started to work the other way. Right. So like she was making his ass crazy, her craziness was making him crazy. But
and even like to do with the casting of this as well. Cronenberg pretty much got Art Hindle because he kind of reminded him of himself.
Yeah.
And that goes throughout the whole cast as well, even the female lead was pretty much, he said, was what my wife. She even
Samantha Egger
even looked like my wife. The cast in this is superb. I'll let Dirk, if you want to mention the cinematography and all that. And
I'm gonna go into Cronenberg just a little bit.
Yeah, go for it, man. Go for it.
Okay, so Cronenberg his first film was called Stereo, and then he did Crimes of the Future, like same next year, I think 1969 and then 1979, kind of experimental films. He got recognized from Cinepix. He went to them to pitch an idea. Like they were known for doing porno films, and he pitched an idea for them because he knew that the porno films don't get distribution in America, but he knew that horror films would, and they knew it too. So they watched his experimental films, and they were like, okay, yeah. So they gave him. He finally got funding for from Telefilm in Canada, and they invested in Shivers. So the budget was $185,000 for Shivers, and it returned $5 million. So that was a success for Canada, and that was the first film that was like breakthrough for Canada, kind of deal. Anyway, he mentioned, so Cronenberg mentioned that there was a journalist, Robert Fulford, that just shot his film down and said that it hurt his film real bad. He said it's a waste of. He said something like it's a waste of money. It's a waste of the taxpayers of Canada's money, is what he said. He said you're paying for it or some shit. He told the public. So it hurt Cronenberg for like 2 years. He said before he made Rabbit. You know.
Didn't Roger Ebert slag this film off as well? Do you read the quote that he put?
Yeah, Roger Ebert, he shit all over
so
it.
Pretty much called it a bore.
Yeah.
And disgusting in ways that is not entertaining. He said, are there really people who want to see this type of trash? I guess so, because it started to take off, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry, just go on. Carry on.
You're good. I'm not trying to hog the floor. I just
No, go for it, man, because Cronenberg's a big,
yeah,
big director to talk about.
Yeah, man. He's 82 years old too, which is mind blowing. And he just made another film, Shrouds, right? So like,
which I'm going to be watching this week probably.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it too for sure. So his next film was Rabid, and he gets the porn queen Marilyn Chambers starring as the lead in that one, and she's got like this sex organ comes out her armpit. If people haven't seen it, but yeah, I highly suggest it.
It's a good one, yeah.
So that's his first 2 official films, not his, and then you go. So then he said that. So Cronenberg was talking about psyche. Horror films are an eternal way for the human psyche to deal with death. It will always be there. That horror films are eternal in that way.
Because, yeah.
And that's another thing most people say about Cronenberg films is they're horror films for the thinking man.
Didn't he say this was like his most like kind of horror film, if that makes sense?
Yeah, this is no humor. He actually had to go get his daughter from a commune.
Right.
His wife was in like this cult with his daughter, and he had to fly to California from Canada, and then he drove back from California to Canada with his daughter.
Right. He said this film, like usually most of his films, there's like a little bit of humor. In this one, there's no humor.
There ain't no. I mean, you could kind of laugh at some of that. I laugh at some of it. Maybe I'm just a sicko, but.
No, I was completely straight with this one all the way.
You didn't laugh at none of that shit.
No,
I laughed at some of that shit, like with the children, like with the little creatures, creature children.
He did say something along the lines of he never work with children again after this film. Which I tell you, because of they're unpredictable, they say never work with children and animals.
But then then he made that film Fast Company in '79, which I still haven't seen. Have you seen that, Tex?
I've not.
I know the name. I might have, but
I know he's a big fan of like fast cars.
It's been decades if I've seen it, but I definitely know the name. More than likely, I probably have, but I don't really, I have no recollection.
And The Brood did okay. You know, it didn't do like phenomenal or nothing, but it made pretty good return. Scanners, I think, it blew up. That's his next film.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh
And then
man, I can never get into Scanners.
and
I
then video.
tried.
You might need to go back again. But Videodrome, The Dead Zone, The Fly, Dead Ringers, Naked Lunch, History of Violence, Eastern Promises. I mean, this dude's done so many. He's an actor too. He's Dr. Decker in Nightbreed.
Yeah.
You know, which I think's a great role. Like he's such a creepy bastard as Dr. Decker. But
I've
yeah,
not seen a lot of Cronenberg, mine, to be honest. Like
Okay.
Shivers was my number one, probably. The Fly, but I've got to a point with The Fly that I've seen it so many times as a kid.
Yeah.
That or when I was younger, I should say, that I kind of, do you know what I mean? You don't watch them after a while anymore. This
Dude,
is
I've seen
probably
The Fly.
shot up to like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is shot up to my number one, probably. Cronenberg.
Okay.
I like The Dead Zone a lot. I've always been a huge fan of
You
that
got this
film.
over the Dead Zone.
Yeah, slightly.
Oh shit.
They're on a par,
Cool.
I would say. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
but yeah, this completely
Cool,
took me by
man.
surprise, man.
Get Stephen King's
yeah.
ass out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And Cronenberg wrote and directed this shit, so you know.
Oh yeah.
So, but that's Cronenberg. I mean, if we want to mention anything else about Cronenberg, you know, y'all take the floor. You know?
Well, I was going to say real quick, I'm not I mean, I am more of a fan now than I was originally of The Dead Zone because, okay, with like, you know, reading books, I was an avid reader and I like to read, you know, Stephen King books. And I literally read Dead Zone within a day. I couldn't put the fucking book down. So I was really excited when the movie came out, and when they came out and they changed this one whole bit that they never should have changed. I was so fucking pissed off. I'm like, I cannot fucking believe you assholes did this. And so for years I hated it because of it. And have you guys ever read the book?
No. I haven't.
Okay. No. Well, I don't exactly want to spoil anything, but you know how in the movie the sheriff was a bad guy? You remember?
Ain't he the bad guy? Like so I did hear about this. So that guy that's the bad guy sheriff, don't he end up being Cujo?
That I don't know. But I mean,
don't he end up being going into the fucking dog? I'm
you
serious.
Sure you haven't dreamt that?
No,
I don't remember anything like that. But
I'm dead serious. I'm saying like when you read Cujo,
it sounds plausible, but no, I don't remember.
Knowing the drugs that he was taking, Stephen King, maybe, yeah.
So like in the novel of Cujo, the film was changed, right? Because in the movie, he gets rabies. The Saint Bernard gets rabies, but in the novel, it's that fucking sheriff you're talking about, the killer that's in the Dead Zone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it goes into Cujo in the book.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, in in the book, the sheriff isn't a bad guy. He you know, he's a good guy.
Okay.
And so it was like when I saw that, I was like, I go, this just totally fucking ruins everything. This is not right. You know, it's like, no. And I don't know if they did that because of a budgetary thing or they just thought, oh, it would be better, but it was awful, you know? And I mean, and like I said, I really loved the book. I couldn't put it down. I mean, like I read it in a day. I literally was just like, you know, my mom was like, hey, you got to do this or that. And I go, yeah, I'll get to it. I'm reading this book.
So, Tex, I don't know if you can remember, but in the film, there's like an undercurrent story of a serial killer, which they don't press as much. I wish there was more of that in the film. Yeah. Do you know can you remember if that's in the book? If it's more prominent in the book, maybe?
Man.
Because it's like almost for like 20 minutes of the film, and then they don't really say, you know, it doesn't go anywhere.
It could be plausible. I don't really, you know, remember because I mean, I read that, you know, book like literally like.
Oh yeah, it would have been a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. So I don't really, and I've never read it since because I was so pissed off about like what happened in the movie. And then I stopped reading his books entirely because of that shit. I'm like, no, because I said I don't want to get disappointed. Have a really great book and then the movie's a piece of shit. So I'll just watch the movie and just leave it at that,
Well, it might not be that sheriff, but I do know that there's a sheriff that dies that goes into Cujo, which is kind of wild. But anyway.
Okay. But it's interesting to see the text has kind of changed his mind a little bit on the film. But yeah, Cronenberg, this goes above Shivers for me.
Okay.
But I do need to see some of those others that you mentioned, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's always been kind of hit or miss with me, Cronenberg, but
kind of curious to see what you think about.
Yeah.
Like, kind of curious to see what you think about Naked Lunch or history of, or his gangster films, even.
Okay. Yeah.
Naked Eastern Promises and History of Violence.
I love both of those. I think those are fantastic.
I mean, to me, Cronenberg hadn't made a bad film, but that's me. But
I hear a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ones I've seen, I don't dislike at all. But I guess some of the other titles, if they're not complete horror or they touch upon it, maybe I've never really gone out of my way.
He still brings he brings some kind of gore to all his shit. There's going to be some kind of
body horror,
body gore shit, something to do that's very uncomfortable, like shit that's makes you cringe kind of shit. But
the Scanners never hit with me. I love the whole, the ad explosion and all that. Yeah. And that was a big title. We were all renting that as like back in the early 80s, talking about it. I remember talking about it in the playground. Right. And well, I think everyone says the same thing. If you don't like that film, it's that one guy, Stephen Lack. His fucking performance, man.
He's lacking.
It's shocking.
He's lacking.
Yeah, Michael Ironside, all that shit is great. The parts of that film are just completely fucking boring for like 20, 30 minutes at a time, and I just couldn't get it.
But Ironside is the reason to watch Scanners.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I love Scanners. And Jennifer O'Neill. Is that Jennifer O'Neill?
It is Jennifer O'Neill, yeah.
Ooh, there we go.
Great. Beautiful woman. And a great actress, I think. But
the Psychic comes to mind when I think of her.
Yeah. So, did you want to get into the cast? Oliver Reed's
crazy. Do you want to do the cinematography first and the music?
Okay. Yeah.
I can do that. Cinematographer was Mark Irwin.
Okay.
And he's got like a real good body of work. So he's got Scream from 1996. He did Scary Movie 3. Not great. Wes Craven's New Nightmare, Fright Night 2, Dark Angel, The Fly, Spasms, The Dead Zone, Night School, a kind of American giallo film I love. Music-wise, you got Howard Shore. I think this may have been his first kind of film he scored. He did The Cell, Seven, Silence of the Lambs he worked on, The Fly. So this has got kind of a good pedigree of people behind the scenes.
And Mark Irwin, the cinematographer, one thing he mentions is he says that Cronenberg is part filmmaker, part scientist. On every one of his films. So
yeah, man, I can see that totally, man.
But he's definitely a lot of people that don't like Cronenberg. I think you got to kind of look beyond the surface level of Cronenberg stuff. I really do.
He's another guy that don't spell things out completely.
No, he don't.
But
definitely don't.
And I guess that's why some people don't take to his films, maybe.
Right.
But yeah, the cast, what a cast, man. So you've got Oliver Reed, he plays Dr. Hal. Raglan.
Oliver Reed, man.
Raglan, I should say. Yeah. And he took like a pay cut to do this film because he was kind of reading the screenplay and all that, and he wanted to do it because he was a massive name at the time.
And you heard what he did when he came to town to do the film?
No, go for it, man.
Okay, so he was in a pub in Canada, and he got he made a bet that he would walk from the pub to his hotel naked.
That sounds like Oliver Reed.
And he got arrested, right? So he got arrested, and they said that he like had all the police officers just hysterically laughing, like he just the way he was, his whole demeanor. He was just like this untamed rebel. Oliver Reed was. He's a lot like Kinski in a way. He's gonna do what the fuck he wants to do.
But Kinski was more insane. Like with Oliver Reed, it was just a drink. He was an
alcoholic, bad. But they said he was completely professional. They said he was on time. You couldn't tell he didn't have a hangover, but he got drunk every night. And like he knew all his lines.
So he was like a working alcoholic. Yeah. Some of them can kind of, it doesn't affect their work. It's kind of weird like that.
Not at all. He was
stories.
Yeah, he knew all his lines. Very professional. Like a true master of the craft. Samantha Egger said she knew him. They were from the same town.
In London, in Surrey, I think it is in London.
Yeah. And she said she knew him from very, very young. Like talking about like kids.
But they did do a film together as well before
this.
Yeah. But all the stories you hear about him are true, right? So he was well known for doing UK kind of chat shows, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
At one point, he brought out his own song, a version of Wild Thing, the Trogs.
Oh, shit.
I remember him on UK live TV, stripping off completely fucking naked, singing that song. Completely off his fucking box, man. Just completely pissed. There's other stories of him, right? So there's a snooker player. And I know you probably don't know what I'm on about, a lot of people, but it's kind of like a pool player. And he went back to Oliver Reed's house. He's a guy called Alex Higgins, who was another alcoholic. And they drunk the whole all his place dry. And they got to like 6 a.m. There was nothing left in the house alcohol-wise. They started drinking the fucking perfume.
Oh,
and
shit.
like this Alex Higgins guy had an interview the next morning on UK TV, and he said he was literally fucking burping, and you could smell the fucking perfume coming out of his fucking mouth. And when he was trumping as well, his ass, you could smell perfume coming out. It's kind of weird.
The dude's a character, though. I watched interviews with him. He is out of his mind, dude. This dude, like, a great interview on this release here. I got I just got the Blu-ray, but this is the Brood Criterion Blu-ray.
Yeah.
He's on a talk show with I'm blanking on it. Orson Welles, of all people. Yeah, and they have a great conversation. But
he's of a high intellect as well. He was like he's one of these guys.
Orson Welles too. Shit, like them two talking, and then they had Charo. You remember Charo?
Oh man,
they had her in between them.
So who's the actress in the one clip? Have you seen him? Is it? I don't know if it's Letterman or it's one of the like American shows.
It was Merv Griffith.
Was it?
That's Merv Griffith show. Yeah.
And he turned his back to her or something, and she threw like a drink over him and all that.
No, it's not that.
Oh yeah, no, there's one clip of that.
Yeah, but no,
he's fully suited up and everything.
He also got arrested. Like he got arrested all the time, but he got into a bar fight and somewhere he was at, and he did it just because his publicist told him, "Hey, if you get arrested, you know you're gonna be in the news. You know, you get your name out."
Yeah.
So he started a fight just so he'd get arrested and shit. So, like, that's the kind of guy Oliver Reed was.
Well, he was huge friends with Keith Moon of the Who. So imagine the two of those fucking guys together. You know?
Right?
Can you fucking imagine that, man? A night with them.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But he lives up to all these stories, and like you can times these stories times 10, and you probably even wouldn't come close to the shit that he got up to. In terms of films, so I know I always list like the horror kind of thriller titles. He did Curse of the Werewolf, Paranoid, The Shuttered Room, The Devils. Burnt Offerings is another great one he's in.
Burnt Offerings is fucking amazing.
It is a great movie.
Italian fucking Pisteschi called Revolver, which is wild.
Okay.
Yeah, Spasms, Venom.
Venom is fucking great. I love Venom.
I grew up with that film. Yeah,
that's nostalgia for me too.
That's with the snake in it. Yeah.
Venom's on Shudder right now, just in case people want to see it.
Right.
I always used to get that mixed up with Spasms because I got the old VHS, but like reading into it, they're completely different films, so I'll have to go back to them. But you've got Samantha Egger as well. She plays Nola Calveth. She was well known for UK TV programs, but the big standout for me personally as a slasher fan is her performance in Curtains.
Hell
I
yeah.
think, fuck, man.
She didn't even mention Curtains. I was tripped out. Like,
Oh,
I was watching her interview and she didn't even mention Curtains at all. I was like, holy shit.
Man, that's what I remember her the most.
Yeah, she's great in that, but I think she does great in this too. Like,
yeah.
You can tell her and Reed got that, like they've known each other for a while. Like they got
some kind of chemistry.
Yeah.
And she only did 3 days filming for this.
She said 4, but
maybe 3 or 4. But like you say, the chemistry between these two characters, which will come on to the storyline.
Yeah.
She did do a giallo actually called The Dead Are Alive in '72, which is not great. I have seen it. She did The Exterminator, which is one I love, like a revenge film in 1980.
Mm-hmm. What's the one they did together? Something about a car or something.
Yeah, I have got it written down here somewhere. Hang on. I'll come into that when I come. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll come into that when I go into the notes. But yeah, so you've got her. You've got Art Hindle. He plays Frank Calveth, like literally plays her ex-husband. And he done some interesting stuff. I mean, everyone knows him from Black Christmas and the Porky's films, which is what I remember. He did The Surrogate, Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
That's a big one.
The Void. Yeah. And he did some TV stuff like Friday the 13th, the series.
Yeah.
He's another great Canadian kind of character actor. But the others, not so much. The young girl was... so she played... Cindy Hines plays Candice. She did have a role in The Dead Zone, and she did do Deadline, like this 1980s slasher that no one...
I still need to see that. Deadline.
Yeah, I've got it.
Cronenberg, right? He wrote it.
Deadline. Did he really?
I think he wrote it.
Okay. Because that's come out fairly recently. I've got the Blu-ray. I've never seen it.
I know he had something to do with it. I believe. I'm pretty sure. Like if I'm wrong, y'all let me know. Like,
No, it's okay. It's okay. But that's the cast.
I got to mention the what Orson Welles said about Oliver Reed right quick though.
Okay.
So Orson Welles said he displaces air. His physical presence and vitality. He has very subtle nuances to his physical presence, and that's what he meant. Like, it's not like he's just crazy. It's like these little quiet things that he does when he's acting. Like Orson Welles is like really on it, so I was like trying to keep up with him. But he said he can work in any medium, and he's a great listener. So I was like,
right, yeah,
it's a damn good description from Orson. Them two talking with Charo in the middle, that was fucking weird.
That doesn't sound like a fucking goal.
Because she's like, like,
yeah.
But she don't talk about it.
Yeah, first time watch, man. I was gonna say, like, so literally text us when was the first time you've seen this, and kind of give like your brief thoughts on it, and then we can go through Dirk, and then we'll go through some of the scenes. And
well, it's like I said, I watched it yesterday, and the first time, obviously it was on cable, but like I said, I could only remember like bits and pieces. So for some reason, I only thought I just seen scenes from it from other things like over the years. But like I said, once I watched it, I realized, I've seen this whole fucking movie. Yeah, it must have been, like in the early 80s, or close to mid 80s, seeing it on cable. And I liked it. I mean, I thought it was just, crazy,
Yeah.
And it's funny because I realized that when I was watching it yesterday, Felix Silla, who was, he was one of the original Munchkins in Wizard of Oz, was one of those weirdo kids, with the
okay, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was, that was kind of, crazy. But this is something,
So he was like in his 60s too, doing
yeah.
this shit.
Some of
He's the
these,
main.
That makes even more creepier.
He's the main
Thinking
one
of that, man.
in the killing scenes and shit, right? I believe.
yeah, I believe so. But see, this is one that kind of stays with you a little bit too, because of just the whole brutality of using those fucking mallets and beating the shit out of these, people.
Yeah.
It's just nuts,
And then the snow globes and shit.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, the movie is definitely some sort of, trip. And then the fact that, you said he was going through this divorce and then that carries over into the film. But I mean, I'm just curious because, a lot of directors have, but I wonder if he was experimenting with some substances.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cronenberg, I'm sure was. Yeah.
It goes to places that I just didn't expect it to go.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I completely took me by surprise, the whole "don't look now" type fucking look of these like killers.
The scene with where the teacher gets bludgeoned.
Yeah.
So the young girl, what's her that plays the blonde headed girl?
Candice.
Yeah. Cindy Hines, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so she had to calm the other kids down. So if you watch that scene and you hear those kids crying and shit, some of that's real. Some of those kids were really crying. They were
okay.
They didn't know how to react to that shit. Like no matter how many times they told them it was just play for play. This is not real. They still it was so intense that it had them freaking out.
So the two scenes that I've always seen in the past, is the one where the young girl, like you say, Candice, and you've got the arms that coming through the fucking walls or the door.
Yeah.
And obviously the reveal at the end, which I believe was cut when they played it on UK, certainly on US TV, because you couldn't. What Cronenberg actually said about that scene, they cut it in such a way where they made it even look worse. So where instead of her licking this kind of fetus, it was done in such a way where they cut the scene where it looked like she was fucking eating it. And he said that was way worse than you would ever think.
Oh, shit.
Which I know I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but
you're good. No.
Just to set it up, so you've got Dr. Hal Raglan, Oliver Reed. He's a psychotherapist. Oh, go on.
Yeah, let me go ahead and play a clip.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
And then we can go into it. So here we go, y'all. And I did do the spoiler warning earlier, so I'm not going to do it again. But if you haven't seen The Brood,
spoil this. Yeah.
If you haven't seen The Brood, just letting you know now. I'm playing clips, so beware.
Spoilers. There you go.
There you go.
Tell me about it. I'm not interested in what little girls have to say anyway. Show me. Show me your anger. Show me, then I can understand it.
There you are, Daddy. There you are.
Mummy, you hurt me. You hit me with your fists and you scratched me with your nails.
You must have had a bad dream. Mummies don't do that. Mummies don't hurt their own children.
They don't. They never do. They never do.
They sometimes do. Sometimes, then they're bad mummies. They're fucked up mummies.
Like whose? Like whose, Mummy?
Like mine was. Fucked up and bad.
Man, I'm arguing the fact, right? This film literally can't be called a slasher film. I certainly think there's a big argument there to be had. I know it goes completely different towards a slasher film at the end, but some of the kills are could straight be out of like fucking Friday the 13th or something. And he never made a full-on slasher film, Cronenberg, which I would have loved to have seen.
No, but he did get to play Dr. Decker. So
in Nightbreed, yeah.
Dr. Decker definitely is like a slasher.
I wouldn't say 100% slasher, but it has got,
I mean, that character's a slasher character.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's touched upon in the film. But just to like set this up as well, so we've got Dr. Hal Raglan, Oliver Reed. He's a psychotherapist, and he's using this technique called psychoplasmics. And he encourages his patients with like mental disturbances to kind of let go of their suppressed emotions.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. So you can kind of see that I guess he's kind of drunk when he was filming this. He's sure to have been, but he's got a level of professionalism that he kind of pulls it off.
Right.
Which is weird because there's a couple of alcoholic characters in here and he's not one of them, which is kind of weird for Oliver Reed. But you've got Frank Carvis then, played by Art Hindle. He plays the father of this 5-year-old daughter, Candice, the blonde girl. And he finds like bruises and scratches on his daughter's body while she's taking a bath. He's kind of estranged from his wife, Nola Carviff, Samantha Egger. And she's like a patient pretty much of Dr. Raglan. She's in this legal battle. He's trying to fight for custody of his daughter. This is wild the way like it starts, it all the whole like the kind of like in this mental institution, I take it, or this practice that he's doing. And you gotta with this one, I think you're given enough like kind of clues as you go through, but you don't really fully catch on until that one scene where it just completely fucking hits you out of nowhere. The first kill,
right?
Like you say, with the mallet and Don't Look Now, think of fucking Phenomena. Like, it is incredible. Just the look of the evil little fucking kids.
I was just gonna say, with the red jacket, there's your total Don't Look Now right there.
Yeah. And I'd never heard anyone say that. Like, I've never heard too much about this film in the past. And going to see this now for the first time is like a revelation for me because it's got everything I like in a film.
I'm surprised because I didn't know how you was gonna land on this one, to be honest.
Like Chris C did a review a while back and he mentioned the slasher kind of comparison. Mm-hmm. And I was always apprehensive because I've never heard anyone say it was that before. And I don't know, it just clicked first time. It's not as if I did watch it twice, but it's not as if I had to watch it twice for it to click or anything. Yeah. It just completely took me. Just saying to Tex there in the opening scene, and like Oliver Reed's this kind of doctor in this kind of practice, and he's doing all kinds of experimental shit with his patients.
But
it's fucking great, man.
You look at him and you think he's the bad guy.
You do, yeah.
And he's really not. He's really not. You see how composed he is the whole time, like, and how calm he is with everybody that he interacts with. Like he's just.
I was saying that, like when he was off camera, there I was saying to Tex, like he should have probably have been drunk at some point when he was filming this, but you never know. I don't think professionalism.
So.
Maybe he was dry. Like
that's what Samantha Eggers claims that he got drunk every night, but when he came to the set, he was complete professional. Like he was on.
Oh, right. So
he was sharp. He was, he knew his lines and all that shit. Now she said, now I don't think it was her that said this, but one of the other guys said that he would start a fit and then go get a nip.
That don't surprise me. Top himself up a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, be like blame somebody for some shit, create a scene, and then go, be pissed off about it and get a nip, and then come back.
That don't surprise me. Yeah. But yeah, what a great performance, man! Like all three of the main, even the girl, I think is superb. Like
I think so. Yeah.
She never really went on to do much, which I was surprised. Very iconic looking blonde girl. Once you see her on the poster, yeah, that stays with you. But
what do you think about that birthing scene though? Like, so that was
Okay.
done with condoms, you know.
Like yeah, it would have been, actually, before fucking CGI and all that shit.
Yeah.
It does look.
I didn't show the clip where
gross,
she's like,
man.
"Look," you know. I didn't do that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It doesn't.
What I
mean,
was thinking.
Now that you mention it, it doesn't surprise me, but but still, I mean, it's like what,
Yeah.
So I've got one question. So wouldn't he have known he's her husband? Wouldn't he have seen all that shit before? Because they got a child together.
No, see, the thing is,
but was I missing something with that? Maybe
the psychoplasmic technique.
Okay, this has happened since they finished. Yeah.
Well, the doctor, what's his name, Raglan?
Yeah.
Okay, he's bringing his technique to these people to get their, because all these people got this pent up anger from these past traumas in their life.
Okay, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
So he's bringing it out of them, but except she is exceptionally special, right? She says that in the whole dialogue when she's talking to Frank at the end, right?
Yeah.
She's like, I'm very special and I have this new strange adventure and all this weird shit, right?
She's the queen, the queen bee.
Yeah.
But no, it's interesting. That makes sense now because early on he's seeing to one of his patients and a lot of them break out in welts, then they all over their body.
Right.
Whereas she's got
actually
another type.
Growing
another. Exactly. So yeah, that makes complete sense thinking about it. So yeah, you've got, I was saying you've got the grandmother comes into it and the grandfather. The grandmother's like this complete alcoholic. And then there's the whole backstory where she was kind of abusive to her daughter through alcoholism and
that's
all that.
Messed up scene too when they're going through the photos and the granddaughter's like, "Oh, this is my favorite picture of mommy."
Yeah,
and she's in the hospital from like being beat on.
Right. Yeah. That scene in the fucking kitchen though, that kill scene with the grandmother.
Yeah.
It's fucking superb the way he shot that, man. It just, oh god, that I love that. I can't believe I've never seen that scene before.
It is.
And
I mean,
then
I like.
You're wondering you're wondering who the fuck, because he don't show a lot in that first kill. Really, you get to kind of see a little clip of maybe, but you're not sure if it's a kill, if it's a kid, if it's a fucking dwarf, if it's whatever. And yeah, man, it's just so effective with that mallet, and they're just beating the shit out of the grandmother. It's disturbing, man. It's still, going back to that scene, if you see it, it just,
and the part where she's licking the baby, the fetus or whatever, the baby, that was Samantha Egger's idea.
It was improvised. Yeah, improvised, I think. And that works, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, she said that it was sugar? I think sugar and dye, blood dye or whatever. But
right. So he's fighting to get his custody of his child. And he kind of thinks this doctor's a fraud, doesn't he, at one point? And he gets in contact with like one of his former patients or something, and then he's going through like this lymphoma through all these therapy sessions. It's kind of giving him kind of this cancerous lymphoma condition. It is weird, man. It does get a little bit weird in places, and all these are like metaphors, I'm sure. Like even like I don't fucking know the meaning to some of these things. But
the thing about Cronenberg films, they have to be watched more than one time. I really do believe that.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll see different things in this for years to come.
Right.
And like Candice is like really in need of this mother figure, and you've got the teacher comes into play there, and the female teacher, And she kind of takes a shine, doesn't she, to the father, and you think it's gonna go one way, like with a love interest maybe, but
And that fucking carpet's yanked right out from under your ass.
oh yes, he fucking knows the steal well clear at this point, like, or they get to this point.
Yeah.
And it doesn't end well for her, obviously, as
What's
well.
crazy to me though is, can you believe this shit? So there was only 7 people on the crew.
Wow.
To make this,
to
make this movie. That is insane. Like to think, like
I think Samantha Eggar said there was 7 people, when she was doing her scenes. I don't know if that was, I don't think that may have been for the whole film, but it certainly was, she was doing her 3 or 4 days.
Right. But she said she's used
crazy.
to 120 people on set, you know.
Oh God, yeah.
But to having 7 people, 7-man crew, she said everybody like were graduates. Some of them had PhDs and shit, like very intellectual people that were working for Cronenberg. So.
As was Cronenberg, like you say, as well, like different level of intelligence.
Right.
But you've got the kill then of the grandfather as well, Barton. That's fucking great too, man.
Yeah.
He tries to literally, he's going to like kind of save him at one point. He doesn't get there in time, and then his grandfather gets killed. He's an alcoholic as well. I was saying to Tex that there's a couple of alcoholics in the film, and surprisingly enough, fucking Oliver Reed isn't one of them. But yeah, it's
there's a question I got to ask y'all though. Okay, the scene where the grandfather, see, it kind of misleads you a little bit. You think something's about to happen. The grandfather's walking around and shit, and he's drunk and shit. He goes in the kitchen, and there's like something tied to a fucking drawer.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think all that shit was about? Like, and he just pulls it out, and all the damn silverware just hits the floor and shit, you know?
Again, like I say with Cronenberg, I don't fucking know, to be honest.
Because you think he's finna get it right then.
Yeah.
It makes you think that. And then it you
notice
notice like
doesn't it? It does.
And you notice how the lighting is like everything's dark and dim, but then when he goes into that one room, it's like pitch fucking black in that one room.
But, and you know the presence is fucking there too as well.
Yeah, it's wild, man. I love how it's done. I
love the kill scenes, like you say, and the suspense in this is fucking incredible as well.
Okay. I have a question though. My question is, because like you mentioned, Dirk, you think Oliver Reed is like a bad guy in the beginning and everything.
Yeah.
So with all this therapy that he's doing with these people, not that much in private sessions, like when he has that one guy at the beginning and they're on that stage and you got that auditorium full of people.
Yeah.
But where are these beings coming from? That's what I didn't quite understand, because I thought, he was manipulating Samantha Eggar's character, maybe even having sex with her or giving her some sort of drugs to create these things, but obviously not. But where are they coming from?
They're coming from her.
That's it. There's no real explanation though that
they're coming from her anger.
Oh, okay.
Through this technique that he's doing.
So this therapy brings all this on, like shit. It brings on this condition for her, where some people will get welts, and
but she's
different
like
people suffer from different.
She's more, I guess, has a stronger gift with the shit or whatever.
Okay.
And then they just grow. Have you seen them growing off of her, right? Like,
oh yeah. But I was kind of like, I don't quite understand what the fuck's going on here,
But you see him. There's a hint of it earlier though. Before Frank comes at the end of the film, he's got his gun, and he keeps he keeps that gun on him because he's like, what the fuck? It's kind of like the Dr. Frankenstein vibe is what I get from it. Like, what the fuck have I done? Like I created fucking monster shit.
I think he's in love with her as well, because that's touched upon in one scene. I think Raglan loves her, and I think he's jealous of the father.
But then he's still trying to make sure that Candace is okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he's a good dude.
Like tries to talk him or talk her actually around to having this good type of energy about her, so he can go and get Candace back.
Yeah.
But I picked up on the fact I think he's obsessed with her pretty much.
Yeah,
I know he doesn't want the secret to come out.
Because nobody's done the shit she's doing. You know?
Right. Yeah.
So he's probably in love with the scientific part of it, like what she's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What she's able to do. Maybe
right,
not
and
her.
he doesn't want anyone knowing this secret as well, because it would completely fucking ruin his business or what have you.
Yeah. But he's still, I don't know, man. He seems like a genuine good dude, though. Like, I know he's kind of fucked in the head, but you know.
I mean, he redeems himself towards the end.
Yeah.
I think definitely.
Yeah.
At the beginning, you totally think he's a fucking bastard, and then
yeah,
you know, when he gets that gun and he's like, I want you to do, you know, I want you to pretend that you want to get back together with her and do this. And
yeah.
And then I had one glimpse at first. I thought, nah, he's going to fuck him up and he's going to kill him. That's the whole point. But then, you know, he didn't. So I was like, okay, so he's genuine, you know, and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, he wins you over towards the end. There's the whole kill with the fucking kids in the classroom. Man, that is superb as well with the teacher. And you don't want her character, because she's such a fucking innocent character. You don't want anything to happen to her.
Right.
I know I didn't show the last kill, but since we're spoiling the whole damn thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oliver Reed's kill with all the broodlets. Right?
It is fucking brutal the way you
holy
get
shit, that is a tense scene, because you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. And those are all those broodlets or whatever in that scene are like 6 and 7 year old girls.
Wow.
Shit.
So they're gymnasts. They're all in gymnastics.
Okay, yeah, Canadian gymnasts on there, yeah.
Right.
But you were saying earlier then, so you've got one of the dwarfs from the Wizard of Oz was the main killer then, yeah? Or one of the main killers.
Yep. He was in his 60s and shit. So
crazy. And it keeps you guessing, man. Like pretty much a long way. You know, I think it's like at least an hour it keeps you guessing.
You're still guessing at the end.
Even you don't even know everything.
Like Tex was saying. You're still guessing, like when you know, right there till he gets up there with Candace, you're like, what the fuck's going on? You know. So
man, like that final scene as well, where she realizes that he's fucking horrified by what he's seeing, and he's trying to like not be horrified because he wants to get Candace back. And then once she realizes that shit, and then man, and that scene is well known. A lot of people, that's clip shows everywhere, isn't it?
She does the damn thing though. I know she does her part for sure. She's like, you're lying and all this, and the more pissed off she's getting, the brood are getting fucking pissed off because they
despise me.
Yeah, because they work off her emotion. They're from her rage inside of her.
And they're all kept in this little fucking attic as well. It's so creepy, man.
Yeah.
And when the story comes out, you know, and they tell you as much as they do, it's fucking wild, man. But it works. It's strangely enough, it works. Definitely. Like on paper, I can see someone reading that and thinking, what the fuck, man? Yeah. But Oliver Reed obviously was convinced to do this. So there's no weak links in the cast either.
No.
Everyone's on the fucking ball 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, this gone up to my favorite Cronenberg film. It surpasses Shivers for me now.
Okay, my favorite Cronenberg is still Videodrome.
That never hit for me. See,
Long Live the Flesh, you know. But
yeah.
So like, but this is pretty high up there for me, man. I don't know if it's my second. I'd say it's probably in my top 5 though. Cronenberg.
Okay. What about you, Tex? Is it ranked high for you?
It's probably about in my top 5 because I mean, I totally love Shivers, and I never saw that till a few years ago. And I just was like, wow, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, Shivers is great.
And I mean, Rabid was another one. The first time I saw that, I wasn't too hot on it, but I like it better the other times that I've watched it. But I like Existence, and a lot of people, I don't know, don't seem to like it much anymore. When it first came
It's
out,
okay.
it was a big deal.
It's not like my favorite of his, but I remember, like, I don't hate it or anything, but I don't like it as much as most of his other stuff. I do love Videodrome though, man. That's just, there's a lot going on about television and the way people interact.
I need to give that a go. I tried.
The whole thing with
that.
Videodrome is really about man and technology, like immersion.
That's got Debbie Harry in, yeah. That's the one.
It's very relevant to today with our fucking with our fucking cell phones. Shit.
Like, see, I'm sure with that one, I'm sure if I go back and rewatch that, it's gonna fucking hit with me. It's gonna click.
Yeah.
But I just could not get into that the first time I saw it.
Right.
But
during
now
the 80s,
this makes me want to see that now.
During the 80s, it definitely was the television. People were just like we are with our cell phones and shit now. You know? That's the main message. Yeah. But yeah, The Brood, man. It's a masterpiece, dude. It's another 9 out of 10 for me.
Oh shit! So for me, I would say it's an 8.5.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure this is going to end up a 9.5.
Yeah.
I just need to watch it a few more times to get there.
Right, and then you see the end. Like, it's kind of, you know, what's going to happen with that whole deal. Because think about the little girl, all the shit she's seen.
Yeah.
Throughout the film. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then she's got the welts coming out of her damn skin, you know, like
that fucking ending is great. It is. And I mean, it's a like kind of logical way to do the conclusion, but it does work, man. It's it's fucking creepy as fuck, that ending.
But those two the gangster films I like a lot too.
Yeah, dude, they are really solid. History of Violence and Eastern Promises are damn good.
This one did gross, I think it's 685,000.
Okay.
After like a couple of screenings in Toronto and Chicago. So that was just over 10 days. It wasn't the full, you know, the complete end gross. But yeah, I mean, I would love to have seen this in the Grindhouse or something, or back in 79 in the cinema, I think.
Yeah.
On a big screen. I think it would be even better on a big screen.
Definitely.
With the whole sound. And
what do you think about, I didn't know that there was, the alternate title of Shivers was Orgy of the Blood Parasites.
I think I've heard that.
That's what Cronenberg, that's what he wanted to name it. And they were like, no, we can't do that. And he said, so then they named it Parasite Murders. And then they finally said Shivers. So,
and that was before AIDS was a thing, yeah? One Shivers made before AIDS became a thing.
Oh yeah.
So he kind of was foreseeing the future.
Yeah.
Which is fucking mind blowing.
And I still, to this day, I'll say it to the end, man. Ridley Scott totally saw Shivers and totally ripped that shit off and put it in Alien. So,
well, you think about fucking Fred Dekker with Night of the Creeps.
Yeah.
That's completely fucking Shivers.
Yeah.
Like influence.
Yeah.
It literally is almost the same movie. And what I like about Shivers, without getting onto a tangent, you've got Barbara Steele as well, which she's in the bath at one scene.
Definitely.
This was a novelization by Richard Starks, and it was published to coincide with the film's release. In 2009, Spyglass Entertainment announced a remake from a script by Corey Goodman. It was going to be directed by a guy called Breck Eisner, but he left the project in 2010 and just nothing come of it. I mean, I don't want to see a fucking remake of this. Just leave it as it is, man.
No, man. I don't want to see no remakes to no Cronenberg film. So
no. This is another one for me. Like, you just come across these gems that go under the radar.
Yep.
And then when you see them, you think, fuck, I would love to have had the last 30 years of my life watching this more.
Right.
But it's going to be a staple, I think. I'm going to watch this fairly regular because I fucking love it, man.
So I think we ate our dinner and then we had dessert. And now we're coming to the appetizer. We're doing shit backwards.
Holy shit. Holy shit with this next one. I'll let Dirk get to the comments first because we're gonna have to take a breath for this fucking next film.
Yeah, we got quite a few comments. I'm not neglecting people. I just wanted to.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
Yeah. So
while you do that, I'll be right back.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Wild Wrangler's in here. He says, "Hey, Dirk, Darren in Texas. What's going on, man?
What's up, man?
Y'all talked about Bloody Birthday 1981. Briefly.
Touched upon it. Yeah, I love that one.
Let's see. Sam Neill good in the Mouth of Madness. Hell yeah, definitely.
I'm
a fan of Sam Neill. I really am. So, The Brood, Oliver Reed. Hell yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, superb.
Thoughts on Spaceballs 2? Not sure.
I've never seen it. Or is it? Is it a thing? I don't even know it was a fucking film.
I don't know anything about Spaceballs 2.
Sorry about that, guy. I knocked myself out. I was trying to find the thing to take me off camera. Oh, there we go. Got it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
You good? Could be good. Yeah. Rest in peace, John Candy. Let's see. Mayor saying I gotta go. Hope the rest of the stream goes well. Appreciate you, man.
Oh,
hanging
thanks,
out.
man. Yeah, definitely.
Appreciate you hanging out, man. The Fat Pig the Conqueror. What's going on, everyone? What's happening, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
Best remakes: The Thing 82, The Fly 86, and The Blob 88. Not bad picks.
Can't argue with the first two. I've never seen The Blob, but I can't argue with them.
Okay, yeah, I've seen The Blob. Dead Zone, love that movie. Absolutely.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Let's see. Cujo Dancing Dog. Yeah. Let's see. Best viewers on. Okay, that's.
I think that's a spam channel.
Somebody trying to plug something. Let's see. Wild Wrangler says, "I believe in Jesus. I do like Stephen King and Friday the 13th movies. People say, how can I be a Christian? I am not perfect. Hey, man, do you, man? Do you? Is what I say. Yeah. Let's see. You're the Wrangler. Okay. People are talking. Texas talking. Let's see. He's amazing in Revolver. Okay.
I need that's high on the list, man. Please, Teskey. Yeah.
Also in Gladiator. Yeah. That was his like swan song, right? That was like his last hurrah.
Did he die on the set of Gladiator? Or it certainly wasn't long after.
Yeah, I think that's his last.
I think he had like a heart attack or something, didn't he?
Or Moreno says right here. This is his last movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Betty Davis did not like Oliver Reed. She said he was a drunk. Yeah, he was a drunk, but he seemed like he was still fun to, jovial type person. I don't know. But
oh no, he was nasty as well. I was reading some of the stories, but
okay.
Yeah.
Samantha Eggers said he never crossed the line with her though. So
no, like you say, they grew up together. I think there's a level of respect. If he respected you, it's that whole. I know Fulci didn't drink, or he did actually, but he wasn't alcoholic. But it's that whole level of respect for someone. If Oliver Reed, respected you, I don't think he would abuse you or anything like that.
You got your OG mixed with my milk. Yeah. That is a weird, odd little sequence right there. The orange juice and milk mixed together.
Yeah. It's iconic, man, looking back.
Yeah. Cronenberg and Jason X, absolutely.
Oh,
You got Chris C in here. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, man?
Isn't Mikey another killer kid? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, they touched upon that earlier as well.
Yep. Cal L, Captain Dirk. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up?
What up, everyone? Let's see. Village of the Damned, original and remake great films about evil kids. Yeah, man. Definitely.
Yeah, I need to see the both of them. I think I may have seen the black and white one actually.
I like the remake too, though. I've seen them both. I know a lot of people don't like it, but let's see. Fat Pig says, I got here late. Did you guys talk about The Visitor with Lance Hendrickson? I forgot about The Visitor. Yeah. I do love that movie though.
Does that got Killer Kid then, have it?
It does kind of. It's an alien though.
All right. Is there like a little girl on the cover, if I remember right?
Yeah, it is. It's a good one though. It's a good movie. Let's see. Also, Franco Nero and Shelley Winters.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Let's see.
She must have hated him then as well.
Let's see. I think I'm at the end of the comments. Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, man, we are getting into this masterpiece of a film, The Children, from 1980, aka The Children of Ravensback. It's a trauma film. There's a 2008 British film called The Children as well, but it's not like a true same plot. Darren mentioned it earlier. There is a remake. It's called Come Out and Play. I do want to check that out. But I have huge nostalgia for this. I saw this very young. I saw this like 6, 7 years old, late at night, watching. It's either late at, I know it was late at night. So it had to have been Saturday Nightmares on USA Network, late at night. Because I was thinking it was Commander USA, but no, it was late at night when I saw it. And it kind of messed me up, man. I mean, I'm only 6 years old, though. Looking back, like, watching it now through these eyes, it's like, okay, whatever. But
oh man, yeah,
there's still some camp to it. I know it's the special effects. A lot of people say look like shitty pepperoni pizza and shit. But I don't know.
It's crazy. Some of these like death scenes and that is we'll come on to it, but yeah.
This is the director Max Kalman-Owicz. So I'm thinking that this is his directorial debut. He made another film called Dreams Come True in 1984. It's basically an adventure comedy. The couple can astral project through dreams. There's a lot of sex in it, and they risk being trapped in a nightmare in people's dreams if the people wake up while they're in there. So that's what that movie. So I was kind of interested to see that movie. I was like, what the fuck? But
if it's anything like this, I would just fucking avoid like
this is super low budget. It's super camp for me. I think I'm in the minority here, but I got nostalgia goggles on. So like, HorrorCon he made in 2014. It's a horror drama mystery about a horror convention vendor that's addicted to pills after being brutally raped and her boyfriend was killed. Dealing with depression, she's pursued by a mystery celebrity who collects vials of blood for autographs.
Okay.
So, you got to say those plots are at least interesting. Okay. So, but anyway, like I said, very low budget. And this is the very first American film, period, that we've covered on the Eurocrip.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. What a way to start.
I got that shit in there. Let's go.
So Dirk's just pretty much said all the positives. There's not many. Joking aside, this is going to be a good one to rip apart.
The creepy kids, though, man, they still.
Well, we'll come into some of the scenes. They're fucking hilarious for the wrong reason.
They got black fingernails, man. They want to hug everybody and shit,
The cinematographer is a guy called Barry Abrahams, and he did The Stranger is Watching and Friday the 13th, 1980, the original.
Yeah.
The original music to this is Harold Manfredini, and this fucking, you can hear that it's just ripped off fucking Friday the 13th.
You hear
That's all he ever does. There is a little bit of Psycho.
You hear Psycho in there, but the score is fucking excellent. You got to at least say that. I mean,
it's the best part of the film, for sure. For sure,
Yeah.
it's the best part, but it is recycled.
It is.
In terms of the cast, there's not much really to go on here. So you've got Martin Shkreli, he plays John Freeman, and just to put this into context, like he's gone from Saturday Night Fever playing a pretty good role as the priest brother of John Travolta to this piece of shit in like 3 years. Man, how far can you come down, man, at any point in your life? This is like,
oh man, it has that drive-in B movie fucking.
Man,
like,
can you imagine being in that big blockbuster though? Literally 3 years previous to this.
Yeah.
Life wasn't good for him to come, but there's not many. There's Gil Rogers.
I'm gonna let the audience, if people have never seen this movie, I'm gonna let them be the judge and see if they would check it out off these clips alone. Here we go.
Okay.
So you could probably, this would be one I'd say you could get really drunk with a lot of people or other things, and then just put that shit on and laugh your ass off, kind of thing. But here we go.
Anything else?
Tommy? Tommy!
Creep, look what you did. What's the matter with you, Paul? Cut it out. What's the matter with you, Paul? Stop it!
Hiya, Paul. What are you doing here?
No! Please, Johnny!
Clarky's dead.
Hands. God, if they get those hands on you. Bullets have no effect on them. John, we've got to cut off their hands. That's where they're vulnerable.
Where's Jenny?
She's one of them, Kathy.
Fuck me, man. If that doesn't intrigue you, I don't know what will. That fucking sheriff have got to be the most stupid fucking sheriff I've ever seen in a film. He makes so many like stupid mistakes, like letting a fucking zombie girl in the car. I know she's kind of partly turned. He lets the fucking woman hit him over the head. He fucking
I'm kind of
bumps his head
confused on
into.
that too. Like, why is she partly turned? Like, with her?
There's no rhyme to reason to this fucking film. I think, yeah, you can't really analyze this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is just crazy batshit.
I love that
crazy,
shit though. When he says, when she's like, Clark is dead to the sheriff, and he's like, yeah. And then he's
and
like,
it's played completely straight.
You're gonna cut off the hands.
Yeah, like this wise revelation, which fucking works for a while as well, up to a point. It is just.
But the funniest thing is that kid Clarky earlier in the movie is like, oh, the sheriff's here. I want to hang out with the sheriff, and they don't want him to at first, and then the sheriff is like, how are you doing, kiddo, and whatever. When he tells him that he's dead, he's just like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, yeah.
Do you think the director had seen Salem's Lot for that one scene with the kid at the window?
Yeah.
There's a couple of scenes actually. Yeah, Salem's Lot.
I was thinking the same thing.
Oh yeah, that was it. Salem's Lot was 79. This was 1980.
Yeah,
so it was in the zeitgeist. But I remember this for the simple fact I seen the trailer, and you get the school bus going under this big cloud of nuclear fucking yellow mist. But yeah, I don't want to go too far ahead. But so, Tex, what was the first time you've seen this? Is it a new watch, or had you seen this before?
Oh, I'd seen this, like pretty much when it came out. I didn't see it in the theater, but when it debuted on cable, I saw it.
I saw it on USA. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw it like on Showtime or something, way back in the day. But I'd also forgot there's another trauma film called Beware Children at Play, which I recently watched.
Okay.
Just almost as bad. This man and his son get lost in the woods, and the father dies, and so then the kid, they can't never find him, and then some kids go missing, and he's kind of like under control of them, and they start killing all the adults and shit. So Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, man. This is not like a big, I wanted to cover it because, it's from my childhood and like it's one of the ones that, I mean, if nothing else, it's one of the films that I remember seeing early on, as far as horror films go. So like kind of, it ain't the one that like grabbed the shit out of me like The Exorcist or Texas Chainsaw, but still.
Oh, fuck. You should never mention that film in the same sentence as The Exorcist.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it never grabbed the shit, you know what I mean? So...
Fuck, man. But there's so many funny
I was watching
elements
shit like just like this all the time. Like, I mean, there's so many films.
I can see how this would have worked for you as a kid, definitely.
Right.
There you go.
Okay, so, you got it. That's Criterion?
No, that's yeah. Criterion put out The Children. God save us all if that happened. No, this was a Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah, I know. I was messing around.
Yeah, there's no way I'm buying this fucking thing. Even
I would buy
like even just to have it or whatever. Or
well, I bought it for nostalgic reasons, really.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see why you and Dirk probably warm to this more than me.
Yeah.
But I will set it up. So
there's got to be a film like that, Darren, that you saw very young.
Oh yeah, I bet there's tons, man.
That's is a piece of shit, but
just
you
doesn't
still
hold up in that. Oh yeah. I'm sure I've got a few.
Now the graveyard scene, I think is great. I really do. I think that's killer. With the hand on the tombstone, and you see the black fingernails and shit, and then the mom. That mom's a bitch.
I just think the characters in this are all fucking stupid.
What about the bodybuilder dude and the chick?
Yeah, the topless woman. Yeah. But just to like say the start of this film, so you've got Jim and Slim. That's their fucking names. So they're two workers at this chemical plant. I think it's New England town of Ravensback.
Massachusetts.
And they knock off, don't they? They get drunk for the night.
Yeah, they're in. It says everything was filmed in Massachusetts. It might be in New England, but it's.
It's set in New England, but it was filmed in Massachusetts. I think you're right. Yeah. And there's this chemical leak that happens. And you've got the yellow toxic clay. Then you've got these kids returning home from school, and they're all singing fucking happy songs to the bus driver. You're the fucking best, or whatever. And he's there with a big grin on his face driving.
Right.
But they come under this toxic.
Anything else?
Yeah, was that a thing where you would all like sing songs to bus drivers?
Well,
because that never happened in the UK.
I'll tell you, Darren. They're singing the right version, I suppose. Ours was always "Hail to the bus driver, hail to the bus driver. She smokes and she cusses, she wrecks all the buses." Ours was like an anti-bus driver song, as far as I know. I never knew a positive one.
Yeah.
And he's there like a big fucking pedophile fucking smiling away while they're singing the song. It's like, it's fucking wrong, man, on every level. You've got the local sheriff then, Billy Hart. And like I said earlier, he's just stupid. And he's got like this hot woman from the diner kind of after him, and he's middle-aged at best, and he's got this fucking female like fucking drooling over him in some way. She wants to
it's a small town. So.
Oh man, he discovers this abandoned bus, doesn't he? And no one knows where the kids are. The bus driver's gone missing. Do they actually say what happens to the bus driver?
Yeah, he's dead in the damn cemetery.
Yeah, they find him in the cemetery.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
But
she trips over him. Remember?
Yeah.
That's definitely a nod to Night of the Living Dead. I mean, there's nods. There's nods to other films. You can tell. Like I said, this is ultra shoestring budget.
But how would you describe the kill scenes, right? Because they're weird. Because the kids attack, and there's some weird jump cut, and then you see these fucking burnt faces, like you see pepperoni pizza faces.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even the cut comes in, and it doesn't even flow well like the kills.
No, but that's why I love it, man.
You've got that one girl that's supposed to be, I'm sure she's supposed to be 7 or 8 years of age, but you can clearly tell she's like a fucking 20-year-old.
Yeah.
You know the one with the long hair?
Yeah.
Like, so there's that going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like everyone's just stupid, man. They're just all in this fucking small town. You've got one girl's parents, they don't give a fuck about her really. You know, the bodybuilder and all that, the swimming pool scene to come later.
Right.
The sheriff recruits these local fucking drunks, I would say, to go to
Right.
the block.
Well, they're trying to sell some chickens, right?
Yeah. Oh man, you've got the John character, and he's there with his wife, and one of his daughters has gone missing. She's one of the missing children, and the whole end scene as well, where his wife gives literally knows how to give birth, because she tells him straight, well, it's no problem, go and get the towels, we'll have it sorted. And they're making jokes while they literally know all these fucking kids are going around killing people, and they're making jokes while she gives birth. I thought, oh man, it's weird. It is fucking weird. Their daughter's dead, and they're fucking making jokes and shit. I don't know.
And the son too. The little
Clark. Oh, Clark, little Clarky.
Well,
Fucking hell, man.
The thing that amazes me is that it took them so fucking long to go, it's the hands. You got to cut off the hands. But it's like, dude, shoot them in the fucking head. Blow the head off. There's no fucking way they were.
They don't shoot them, none of them in the head.
Yeah.
Or just get in the fucking car and drive. I mean, they can't get you there, can they? Do you know what I mean? I can't see slow-moving zombies literally, catching up with them in any way, shape, or form, because to me, they don't even, it's not like they're zombies that carry on the zombie tradition.
Right.
They seem to kill their victims, and that's it. Their victims are dead or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no thought into any of the plot, but I mean, it's the fucking children, for fuck's sake. I wouldn't expect there to be too much thought into it.
It's a trauma film that's, it's very early trauma too. So
it is. I mean, I'm completely probably being unfair, In terms of, like Dirk said, having a few beers with your mates or something, put it on. It is funny.
Yeah. I mean, this shit, come on. This is late night schlock type shit.
Yeah.
Oh, what about the scene with the old woman then? So there's this old woman who runs a store called Molly.
Yeah.
And she sees these 3 fucking kids outside. I think it's like late at night. And she's like, oh, they've come to see me. And she oh man, so stupid.
I found them, It's like so stupid because it's like, bitch, you're supposed to keep the place locked. And she's like, oh, nobody will get in here. Then it's like all of a sudden she forgets that, that's who she's supposed to stay away from.
And they look sinister out in the darkness as well. You can tell that they're up to no good, whatever.
There's a couple good shots where it legit looks creepy. I think, to me, it does. But like the little girl in the woods and shit, and the little girl just walking down the fucking road.
That was that reminded me a little bit of Curtains, like with the doll scene in the middle of the road in Curtains. But
and the hand on the tombstone, that's the scene I distinctly remember from my childhood, that I was like, what the shit is this?
Okay. Yeah. You gotta laugh when he gets that revelation of you gotta cut the hands off, and you see the boy, and he clearly got fucking long arms, longer than they should be. Man, and then that doesn't work.
And shit.
and then the fucking sheriff only cuts that one girl's hand off, and so she's hiding in the back of the car, and fucking kills him.
Yeah.
It is crazy. Yeah. They let her in at one point, and they you can clearly see there's something wrong with her. She's not a full-on zombie, but she's changing.
Right.
And it's like, you're a sheriff, man. You should be on the ball. And that fucking woman hits him over the head when he's trying to look out the window.
Oh, he's shooting.
He's shooting out the window, and she fucking hits him over the head, and he's banging his fucking head into. Yeah.
The one dude with the piece of shit car keeps putting the damn.
John, he
keeps putting ether in his damn carburetor or whatever the hell it is.
He gets his fucking Jenny burns his hand, and they're like, I think Jenny's his daughter, the 20-year-old fucking 8-year-old or whatever.
Right,
20-year-old, 8-year-old.
But did y'all? They never mention him again, but y'all notice at the beginning of the movie, the bus driver drops one kid off before they hit the cloud. And you never know what happens to that fucker if he, you know, his family's like, maybe we should drive down there. I mean, thank God, but still, it's like, okay, well, we at least know we got one survivor. You know?
Yeah, that's weird. That's never touched upon, is it? Later on in the film.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you say, you know, it is just fucking bad shit. It is just bad shit.
It's
all the way
great.
through.
It's great.
You're never gonna convince me this is fucking great, man, on any level. But I will give you like it is a fun one.
This is like putting homemade cookies in an oven and forgetting about them. That's what this movie is.
Oh, fuck. And I mean, the budget's so bad, or so low, the budget. Like, the only way at first you really know that they're zombies is the black fingernails and kind of a little bit of zombie makeup.
Little black around the eyes.
Yeah, which anyone could do. Like, literally with a fucking home kit, you know, at the time, probably.
Right.
But, no, fair play. He did try to make something, you know, that. Well, let's be fair. They made it on the Blu-ray or whatever, so he did something right.
Yeah,
right.
It got a Vinegar Syndrome release,
and
man.
TV play, like you say. So maybe I'm being.
They're moving up in the world. They got all the way to Vinegar Syndrome. So
yeah, I mean, when I do rate this, I'm gonna be. I'll just say my rating. I know we can touch upon even more things, but I rated this and it's like a generous 3 out of 10. And even then, I was second guessing myself. Maybe put it down, maybe 1 or 2 points. But
yeah, well, for me, man,
for effort, it's 3.
I'll just say for me, it's probably going to be a 6 out of 10 just because of nostalgia. You know, like heavy with the nostalgia for me. So
I was gonna say a 4, maybe 4.5 for me. And that includes the nostalgia element, you know.
It's one of my very early horror films I saw. So I don't know, it's always going to be.
I'm sure, yeah, if I look into it.
But I hadn't seen this film since I was like 6 or 7 years old.
There's a reason for that, too.
So probably like 40 fucking years, man. We're talking 40 plus years. So
it wasn't like widely available as well until recently, I don't think. It's based on literally based on a true story of a nuclear plant leak, which was this was inspired in '79, called the 3 Mile Island accident.
Oh yeah.
So this script was written pretty much straight after that, which is interesting, you know. The child actors were coached to act emotionless. And what they would do is they would stare into mirrors. That was kind of the way they practiced the characters and the zombie-like, you know, tendencies.
I think they do a great job.
There's
except for that one goofy girl, you know, the one that lost the one hand and came back because she's always had that goofy smile. You know?
Oh yeah.
You know?
There's been a rumor online for a while that this had like an alternative like ending. Which it was pretty much shot by, you know, and Trauma. I believe it might be in their vaults or no.
Might be on that Vinegar Syndrome release.
I'll have to look.
But the ending I'm about to mention is where one child survives, and it was literally supposed to be shot, and they don't know where it is. So one of the kids did survive.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. That would have kind of been interesting, I think.
So would you give it, Tex? You give it a 4?
4.5, yeah.
Okay, I got a 6. Darren's got a 3.
Yeah, that's generous as well. I think they used all the props for this as well from other Trauma films,
right?
Which made sense.
Oh, dear God. I'm looking at the back of this to see the extras, and there's a thing here called The Children, the Musical, archival interview with Stan Richardson, co-creator of the musical rendition of The Children. Holy shit.
There's not money on this fucking planet that can make me watch that.
Yeah, man.
Not for me, whatever. But
holy shit. Let me catch some of these comments right quick. Khalil was asking, he says, Dirk, what was the name of that one about the Horror Con? It's called Horror Con. Come out in 2014. Same director as this. I'm sure it's a sparkling
masterpiece. It's a masterpiece.
So the Jason music, yeah, definitely.
It is.
It's the same guy though, Harry Manfredini. So imagine that. Cop was a low budget Bruce Campbell.
That's being generous, I think, as well.
Let's see.
But I can see that. Yeah.
Do y'all use an app for keeping up with what movies you have? I think Darren does, right?
Only ones I've watched.
Oh,
like
I used to.
Letterboxd.
I did, but I kind of got away from it. I need to.
Every time I like see a film, I go straight to Letterboxd and put it in. But in terms of like the whole collection, no, mine's completely all over the place.
I had Pops had mentioned to me to log all your inventory. You know, that would
mine's logged in my head. I pretty much know fucking everything I've got.
Yeah. Gory Tiger. Holland, give me a shout out,
Texas.
All right. Hey, Gory.
But yeah, man, this was fun, man. I enjoyed it.
I'm glad I seen, I'm glad I seen two of these. But it's been a good one, man. It's kind of like going back and seeing three films I've never seen before.
Yeah.
And you could have a good night. I know I like ripped the children apart towards the end there, but you could have a good night watching all three of these in one go, maybe. I watched them pretty much all in one day. So
yeah.
And you could see where, like, the first one I liked a lot, the second one. So I'm watching like a masterpiece in The Brood and then come into this. So you can see why I'm kind of maybe a little bit harsh, but
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's three completely different films, too.
Oh,
three completely different killer kid films. So, yeah. There you go.
But, no, it was great to have, like, Tex on, man.
Yeah,
You're
man.
welcome
Appreciate
anytime. Completely welcome anytime. We'll have to do a part 2 down the line.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that because, we could do Devil Times 5, which I think is amazing. I like that one a lot. And
yeah,
let's do that. Bloody Birthday.
Yeah, that one too.
My pick. I don't know if Dirk would have a pick as well. We could.
Well, yeah, Dirk's going to have a pick, damn it. What the hell are you talking about?
So there you go. We got.
We definitely don't need to do Blood Rage, even though it's one of my favorites, but we don't need to do that one.
No, I think that one's been exhausted a little
bit. Yeah.
So.
I think something put me off that film. Fucking hell, man.
Yeah.
But, let me see. Let's see what I got here. I got something here. Yeah, that's how I feel about that film. So.
Fucking Blood Rage, man.
Yeah.
But no, we got some stuff to come, man. I think next
the day
week.
it was founded until the present time, in this lovely building, there has been a tradition.
Somebody with a cock this big raped Angela Russo and threw her in the river.
Stop! So you can spare us.
Well,
Fabio Testi.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got Cannibals next week, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be covering some cannibal films. Cannibal Apocalypse. I said it right this time. Cannibal Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Man from Deep River, and Slave of the Cannibal God.
Yeah, which I'm trying to think. I've seen one of them. I've seen Cannibal Apocalypse, not seen the other two.
I've seen Cannibal Apocalypse and Man from Deep River.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Slave of the Cannibal God. So I'm ready to dive into that. It's summertime. It's time for some cannibalism, y'all.
Yeah, I was gonna say I appreciate Cannibal Apocalypse. I can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts on that one.
Yeah,
that's gonna be an interesting one. Have you got any kind of stuff you got coming up, Tex, for your channel, or any kind of plans for the future?
I'm gonna be on the Talking Movies with Kenny, Sean, and Jim. On their channel on Tuesday night. It starts at like 6 Central. We're going to be discussing like summer comedies, just movies that take place in summer or they were released in summer. Then Wednesday, I will probably start back with my watch parties. I have an idea of what I want to show, but I'm not sure yet. But yeah, as far as that, those are what I have going on. So
Yeah, I
and
mean, a lot of people in this community are like rooting for you, Tex, for your channel and all that. And we support you 100% all the way. I know things have been difficult of late, but you've got our 100% backing. So anything, Tex does in the future,
Yeah, if you
and
ever
we got to come on your channel at some
That's
point.
what I was going to say. You never want us to come on.
I definitely want you guys to. I'm sorry, Darren, that before when I said something like I kind of, was a little, gave you a little short notice, but maybe, maybe we can do something, because you said you're not really much into watch parties, but on a random stream, and the three of us, we could probably talk for hours. So
let's do a discussion of some kind. Like
I'd be down for that. For sure.
Yeah, just give us, a week or two's notice, and we'll sort all that out.
Or yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll talk backstage, and I got an idea. So
okay. I've got something coming up Tuesday. I think it's going to be after like Tex's stream he's going to do. So, and it's with Chris here, and we're doing like talking Giallo and talking about a couple of sleazy Giallo films. So there's that, if people want to come over, that's Chris C, the slasher nerd.
Right.
So go over there, like sub to Tex, sub to all the people in the chat as ever. And if you think that someone who might like this stream, kind of send the links out and that as well, because we're coming up to like 500 subs. Yeah. So hopefully we can make a little bit of a push together sooner rather than later.
We're getting close.
Yeah, we really are. But I appreciate everyone in the chat. Appreciate
if there's any if you go back and watch the beginning of the stream, I'm sure there's some Killer Kid films I missed or we missed. Throw them in the comments, man. Let us know what your favorite Killer Kid films are. Let us know if you got any ideas for future streams. So
right, and don't be afraid to comment after this stream, because we read all the comments, like I said last week. So keep them coming, man.
Right. Yep. Yeah. And we do comment back. So
we definitely, even though I'm a guest, I appreciate them having me on, and these guys always do great work. And I mean, I support you guys 1,000%. You know that, because look, here we are right here.
I appreciate it, man.
So I mean,
yeah,
hell
yeah. But man, we're gonna get out of here. I appreciate you coming on, Tex, man. We're gonna do some more things, and we're gonna get out of here. And once again, I gotta say, Happy Father's Day to all you motherfuckers out there.
Yep.
All right. Later,
have a good one, guys.
Next weekend we'll go to a place I know by the sea, okay? And we can stay in bed from Friday till Monday screwing our brains out.
Oh, really?
Sure we deserve.
You have fallen into the Euro crypt. There is no escape from the Euro crypt.